Welcome to the Best of 2024 video.
That's right, we wanted to get this video out a little sooner, but hey, better late than never. This is a look back at our favorite moments from each and every video we put out in 2024.
We also want to announce we got new merchandise. If you want to support the channel, please go buy a shirt. It really helps us keep going. And yeah, Dalton, you want to say anything?
That's right, guys. Here we are, here to show you the new merch. Right here we got the Halloween Hellbomb tee with Joker and Batman going at it with the Dern Brothers logo at the bottom. Really like how that font came out, and we wanted to give you guys a good quality shirt here. We got the inside logo with the size, established 2020. Here we got the Magic 8-Ball shirt. Wanted to do something a little bit different with the skating, but it still ties in the Dern Brothers at the same time, because yeah, we've been big billiards guys our whole lives, so wanted to do something a little different for you. And cannot forget my idea, the Pirate Ship shirt. Stoked on how this came out. This one's actually Kanan's favorite, so go get your favorite now. And back to you guys.
Then we got the Dern Bros metal logo. That's our new logo that we're running with now. And we got a couple other designs on dernbros.com, so go check them out. This is high quality merch now. We have teamed up with a legit merch company, so no more of that drop shipping nonsense. These are real printed shirts that we are shipping out now. You know what? Enough talking about the merch. Let's get to the best of video. That was like the third one down. That was insane.
Dude, hey, go one more. You gotta go one more now. You're already there, dude. I can't believe it started off at the bottom and now, dude.
Wow.
He already snapped his board doing it?
Hey, you're this fucking far away from that. From the top. You're already there.
That's so high.
Pretty sweet intro, Sean Malto back 50, but he also, in that same video, did back over crook.
Yeah, that's one of the craziest tricks for sure.
Let's talk to him about that one now. Well, the confetti blew, you guys got to celebrate, but your day wasn't over because then you go for back over crook, which I think also you got talked into.
Oh yeah, I was over it. I was like, let's get out of here. I was so psyched, you know, end of the video. It's kind of like a wrap, like we're done. Like this feels good. Let's all go home, whatever. And then Ty was like, we have the school permitted till 2. And I got there at like 6 a.m. and I'm like, okay. And he was like, I'm gonna set up, let's back over crook the rail. And I was like, for real? I was like, I don't know. But Ty, like, you know, he's gnarly like that. He'll like get every ounce out of you, which is a good thing. But man, it is hard sometimes. And he was like, you got this. And like, he really pushed me to do that, which I look back on. I'm very grateful for it. But yeah, it was a lot of rolling up and rolling up and rolling up. And all I could think about was like, well, we permitted out the spot. I might as well, this might be the only chance I get. That was probably like an hour and a half ordeal of like rolling up, ollieing and getting in and then kind of jumping off to the side, you know, and then going for it and wheel biting and then just like having to reset and that whole process.
That is one of the gnarlier tricks that has gone down that rail. Do you consider that your craziest like back over crook you've ever done?
Oh, for sure. That one, I was like, I always think about like worst case scenarios because whatever. And I was like, dude, if I lock up my heel and go back, like heel side to like fly to my back down that could be like so bad.
Yeah.
And I think that was definitely the scariest backside overcrook I've ever done.
Yeah, you landed it, and then I also heard like your body just kind of shut down on you from the whole day.
Yeah, so basically I was there, you know, like I said, all day, like just going through all the nerves and emotions from filming the intro, and then got through that, and then we were skating and just fucking around just because I didn't expect to get into like a session like that, you know? And then when Ty was like, let's go to the rail, then there was a lot of rolling up and like nerves and everything. And then finally I was able to land. And then throughout that process, I just even forgot to drink water or anything. I was just like, whatever. Landed it. I was so hyped. And then we got into the car and we drove to this restaurant to go get food because I hadn't even eaten that day. And then we get out and dude, my entire body just starts cramping up. Like my legs, like calves, quads, hands, back. Like I couldn't like, I was trying to uncramp my arm, and then my other arm would cramp up, and then I was just flopping around in this Mexican restaurant, and the restaurant called an ambulance just because I was like a fish out of water, just on the ground, just trying to like do anything that I could to like get my body working again. And then ambulance came and like strapped me up to the thing and rolled me in there. Took me to the hospital.
Oh, you actually went to the hospital, like full on?
Oh yeah, I went to the hospital and they had to like give me IV bags. And I mean, it was basically just heat exhaustion and dehydration. And then I was in the hospital for like a few hours, and then I got released and I went and slept at Rick Howard's house for like 2 days straight.
Yeah, I had to recover. Have you ever seen anyone skate this in person?
No, I was literally just thinking about that. I don't think I've ever seen it in person. Videos, obviously. I don't even think I've seen someone skate a stair set this big in person.
No way.
Yeah, like rails for sure.
Yeah.
But I've never seen someone just like send an 18 stair.
You got it.
To try to land it first tee or kick out.
I would definitely try and land it.
It's long.
It's huge, huh?
Yeah, it's definitely long. Dude, that was crazy.
Wow. That is crazy looking. I've never seen such a thing. That's insane. Next try. 100% next try.
It feels so big. Hurts the insides like.
It's 100% there. Yep. Oh my God.
What the fuck? You did that perfect.
Well, yeah, why do you think it looks so easy?
Yeah.
I don't think you could have landed it better.
So yeah, we're doing a video on the 18 stair. Let's start with the front side flip. What made you want to pick that spot for the front side flip?
Well, yeah, it's kind of a funny story. I was like just looking for a perfect, good 18 stair to frontside flip, because at the time nobody had frontside flipped anything bigger than I think a 17, and that was Reynolds. So I was looking for, you know, a good small 18 stair with not too many cracks in the run up, and I went and checked like Staples for just the stairs, and I was like, this is looking a little because there's all those cracks in the takeoff, and I was like, nah, this ain't it. I was just watching old videos and I seen Chad Fernandez nose grinding it and lip sliding it. I was like counting the stairs in the video clip, and I was like, that's an 18. I wonder like what's up with that set, like just the stairs. Is it good? Like, is it janky? And so I hit up Chad Fernandez. He let me know where it was, went and checked it out, and it ended up being a really good, you know, just stair set to do tricks down the stairs, as well as the rail being really perfect too. So
The day you did it, was there any warm up? Did you ollie it first, or did you just go straight for a frontside flip?
I definitely tried to ollie it. I don't think I landed the ollie. I landed on a couple. That's kind of what I always do, just to like feel out the hang time and see how hard it is to roll away. If I can ollie it first try, it's usually pretty promising, but tried one or two to float it and then was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go for what I came here to do.
How many tries do you think it took? I think it took you 2 days, if I'm not wrong.
The first day I went there, Chad Fernandez, you know, who's buddies with Hoops was coming to film, and Chad was like, what are you gonna do on the rail? Like, he thought I was gonna skate the rail. I was like, no, I'm gonna skate the stairs. And he came and like cheered me on, which was kind of epic to have him there as like the guy who I found the spot from and the guy that, you know, gave me the pin. But the first day there, I just battled it probably about 16 or 17 tries of just landing on the board, kicking out, and not being able to roll away, because I was having a lot of trouble landing, and then it goes from concrete to asphalt, and I would land on the concrete and ride, and then I would be carving a little bit to the right, and as soon as I got to the asphalt, it's a little rougher, and it's like that painted asphalt, and I would just like slip out and be like, what the fuck, like why is this happening? But it was just the transition between the concrete and the asphalt, the different textures of the ground, and my wheels were slippery, and I just couldn't ride away that day. I remember being pretty pissed and disappointed, but I think I made plans and went back, like not the next weekend, but the weekend after, because my body was destroyed. My legs were so sore. But yeah, then I went back the next weekend after, and it took around like 15 tries on that day too. I jumped down it like 30 times in total, so.
That's insane. Was anyone else skating it with you either time, or just you?
Yeah, my brother was skating it with me, but I think he feebled the rail.
So that was the same day. That's crazy.
When we were driving up there, he's like, I'm gonna try and feeble it today. And then he ended up getting it. He took a pretty funny slam too, where he like belly flopped and like he got winded and stuff. Cause there's that parallel crack when you're skating the rail too. It wasn't bondoed back then. Like I think it got bondoed when Nyjah did the front blunt. I remember going and looking at it at a different time and being like, oh man, it would have been so much easier for my brother to get that feeble if it was bondoed like that.
Frontside flips is like one of your signature tricks for sure, and you've done a lot of them. Would you say that's probably the biggest one you've done?
Yeah, that's definitely the biggest one I've done. That was the hardest one for me to like have made, you know, like all the other ones that I've done have come relatively easy, and that was like up there with just the biggest battles of my life for any trick, to be honest.
Dragging all the wood and skate light in here, the box, the rail, and just setting that whole thing up definitely took us a good like 3 hours to get it like fully skatable and, you know, get the course right. We're doing a bunch of test runs at the same time. All right, the merge of your house edit. This is the first room we started in, which is Dalton's room.
Yep. It all started back here on this wall.
Right in that corner.
We had a little strip of skate light, I think, right here. We had the little plastic box. So you got a little box grind, and then you had to aim yourself out of the door.
Yeah, and get that sharp
and then
corner.
take a sharp 90-degree right turn.
Yeah, and I was following you filming, so I love that the try you landed, you knock this down, but it's not like super noticeable. If you look closely, his arm bumps that and it goes down.
And then we're coming in here, and this was a crazy setup.
Yeah, we had to make this sharp turn
Yeah,
here.
you had to make a sharp turn around here. You had to go up this bank.
Yeah, and you had to go up high enough to get enough speed to come back through here to get the rail.
To hit the rail both directions too. So yeah, then I came and I did, was it no slide?
Yeah, I remember like I had to go fast enough behind you so I could tuck back in this corner to get out of your way when you were coming back.
I did no slide and then 50-50 or 50-50 then no slide.
I think I did a Feeble.
I think you did.
I remember every time I came through here, when I would do a kick turn, sometimes my nose would hit the dresser, and I always see these marks right here on the sticker. That's from me doing the kick turn and swiping the zero skull right there.
This was really tight
Yeah,
in
it was
here.
so
This is when it was exciting. When you knew that you made the rails, then you were ready for the what was coming next, which was like being at an amusement park right here.
When we set this up, it reminded us so much of that season 1, episode 1 of Viva La Bam when he had his parents go out of town and then he set up all the skate ramps in his house. So we had that episode specifically playing on the TV.
Yeah, we got all inspired by that for sure.
Yeah. After that, around the corner, down the stairs.
2 stairs here. Ollie down, land sideways. Yeah, I remember this being pretty perfect. You just had to be ready to take the step at the bottom.
Yeah, coming down the stairs, the sketchiest part was we took out this railing right here, but look at this. Like if you did not bend, you would just hit your head.
Straight forehead. So you gotta duck and thread the needle between those 2 poles.
You had to be perfectly bent to make it through and go off the drop without decapitating yourself or destroying your knee on the post. Came right through this door, had all that speed, launched the spine.
It was insane to have a spine in your living room.
Yeah, I can't believe you 360'd that thing.
Melon 360 in the living room you grew up in.
After we were done doing the lines, we just put the kicker here, and first we skated over the barricade. But then we also put the spine sideways to like grind the sign, like I nose grinded it. And I think you backlipped it.
Oh yeah, that was insane because the TV was sideways at the time and I hit it.
Why would you do that? That's fine.
Luckily it was good, because this TV's old.
Yeah, one of my favorite things I did during that whole thing, I tray flipped it. I barely make it onto the wood, like I almost clipped.
We opened the sliding glass door, so you slipped out into the porch real quick and then came back in through that one over here.
Yeah, you had to ollie up.
Went up the step right here.
Yeah, you'd ollie up into the kicker, and then this would slow you down so you can not go too fast through the tile. We wanted to make sure we didn't do any power slides so we didn't mess up the tile when we were rolling through, so we tried to keep it mellow.
We have all these orange cones that I placed for the
turn.
turn.
I forgot about that.
And we got a few comments on that too, like love the hazard cones. I just thought it was a funny addition. Through the laundry room, into the garage. We had to carefully avoid our dad's Trans Am here.
Yeah. He was very specific when we were doing this, do not scratch my cars.
Plus get enough speed to have enough for the obstacle.
Yeah, you had to push,
over here.
push. Big kicker into the
A-frame hubba.
Yeah, pretty much. Bumped a hubba.
Yeah, and then it was over, and one of the clips, I think Dalton like flew into the bushes, and that was pretty funny.
Yeah,
and Kanaan didn't help me up.
I didn't see that he reached his hand out for help up. I was just like, all right, we're done filming.
So finally, after a long day of work, setting up, trial and error, Kanaan with the selfie cam all the way through the house. And then Dalton all the way through the house with Kanaan filming from behind.
Yeah.
I think we got it.
So we're gonna try and get a 5-0 on it today. Dude, when it hit down, it made me smack the truck and then went back into 5-0.
That was weird.
I don't think that counts.
I mean, try and do one more.
I sacked it like twice. It's like a double sack.
That was the funniest slam I've seen in a while. Oh my god.
What? What? What the heck?
I want to talk about your front side flip.
It was toward the end of the filming for Cold War.
Yeah.
So it was pretty much between me and Dane Berman for the last part. Dane had just done the grind at, is it Muni in Philly? I saw that like within the same week that, you know, I needed to get my ender, and I had a different ender that wasn't quite as impactful, let's say. So I was like, dude, between this and El Toro, I was like, what 20 should I frontside flip? And honestly, it came down to just this being like my hometown, being in my home area. The day I came here, I was at a Memo Park frontside flip in the 3 block, and I literally did it like almost every single try. So I was like, I knew that day was pretty much the day, you know? So I was like, all right, dude, if I don't do it today, like, I don't know. I don't have that much time, dude. We had like another week left, maybe. And I was like, I didn't really want to be jumping down this thing one weekend and then jumping down it the next weekend. So I was like, all right, dude, like, let's just go and see what happens. I hit up everybody, we meet up, come here. I had maybe tried it 3 times, and I stuck it within those 3 times and broke my board. And then I was like, dudes. After I broke my board, put on a new one, and there's like a little loading dock up over at the top over there. And I just frontside flipped that thing a couple times, and I was like, okay, I guess new board, like, just gotta do it on this thing. So took it back up there, and I think it was like 3 more tries, and then I just wrote it off, and that was it. I'm pretty sure it was 6 tries. Definitely less than 10, but like 6 is what stands out to me, because I remember the flip was there immediately. You know, all I needed to do was put it down.
Dang. Thread the needle. Nice. Dang, dude. Nice. Wow, dude. Oh my gosh, hang it on, dude.
All right, I'll redo it.
That's a make, but yeah, get it redone if you want.
That's a make. Damn it.
Wow. There it is. Nice, clean one. Oh, almost had it all first try. There it is. $50. So yeah, I heard they're about to demolish this park and build a new one. So I thought I'd come here one last time and see if I can get any more tricks on this thing.
Nice. Oh, now you're getting somewhere. Wow.
All right, so first time this rail was seen in footage was in Misled Youth. Jamie Thomas 50-50'd it. Judd Ferguson board slid it. I asked Jamie about it. He said it was the same day. I'm not sure who landed a trick on it first, but that's pretty cool. It was the same session.
Upon some further investigation, I have been editing and I have looked at the clips side by side. Jamie, Judd, who landed their trick first? As you can see in Exhibit A, Jamie's 50. Pay close attention to where the shadows lie on the ground. Now look at Exhibit B, Judd's board slide. You can see that the shadows have been cast further as the sun moves behind the building, which only equals one thing. If both tricks were indeed landed on the same exact day, Jamie's was landed first. And there's your answer. It's been confirmed. Case closed.
Very crazy one. Jack Olson, barley grind. I don't even know how to do that trick, so.
And you did barley grind.
Yeah.
Can you tell us the story there? Why'd you pick that trick for that rail?
So I actually didn't pick that trick for that rail. I went there to switch Feeble it. And I was like too scared to try and actually like ollie over into the switch Feeble. And then I just kind of started playing with the barley grind as like a backup kinda. And that just like felt way better.
Did you try any other tricks to warm up?
I don't think so. I might have like just ollied into some board slides, but kind of just like started going for it. I feel like it didn't take too long. Like I would say maybe like 30, 40 minutes. Just when I did it, we had a huge squad, like drove the cars in and had like music blasting the whole time to just like get the hype going. But yeah, it was like no real like sketchy tries or anything. It was just like one of them, I just luckily made it all the way to the end and did it.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Oh, you're grinding. Oh, got the nose stall.
All right, all in.
Oh, no! Damn, you went crosslock for a second and then went back.
All right, I promise we'll stay on the front.
Okay, I believe you. Oh, that's sick. Hey, you didn't lie. You stayed on.
I stayed on.
What? Oh my God.
Damn, I did not expect that.
That is a true MBD. Not only with the one push, but switching into Smith, that was nuts, dude.
I thought I'd spice it up.
Oh! What? What the heck? It's got all the combos.
Every stupid trick there is.
What else is left?
I'm Hellboy.
Insane
Wow, that is a gap to hubba.
It's insane. Kanaan actually gap no-slid this, I think, on his first zero trip. Daniel Lutheran got a 50-50 on this. Biggie also got a 5-0 down this thing. Ryan Decenzo did a blunt slide.
For the motor, 2 for the cobra, face of the spine, Kundalini take over. Not for the faint of the heart break over.
Oh. Did not expect that one.
I hate front boards. I
hate you. Jake's playing dirty. He knows. He knows Kanaan's weaknesses.
I hate front boards.
Commit. You can do it.
Alright, right here.
Right here. Yeah, right here. You got it. I saw that one coming.
That was so scary. I just don't front board.
Kanaan never front boards rails.
Dang, I could have done it too. I blew it.
You could have done it. Oh! Ooh! Front lip.
Yeah, that one sucks.
I feel like I don't see you do too many of these.
I do backside lips more.
Oh! Kanaan got an S on Jake.
I did it. I did not get skunked.
Yeah! I think Jake's getting a little nervous now.
Nah, don't do too many crooks either.
Oh, you had it.
Oh, K to K. What's up, man?
How are you, man?
So you're out in Australia, huh?
Yep, I'm from a place called Tumby Umby. That is my hometown.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a good place.
We're doing a video on the San Clemente high spots, and we were trying to figure out who to interview because there's a lot of heavy tricks that went down, especially on the knob rail. But your trick stands out to us so much because you're like the only one that went up it. You did the board slide. How did you come up with, I'm gonna board slide up this rail?
We're just like out in a session with a bunch of homies, and we ended up going to San Clemente. I hadn't been there before. I mean, I didn't even know what I was pulling up to. So we got there, and like out the front, they have that notorious A-frame rail that I'm pretty sure like Niger and a couple others had hit. We went into the school, and I noticed that it is that like knobbed infamous like rail. Yeah, I guess we just sort of went there just to sort of just check it out and see how it is. I had no trick in mind at all. We're actually there for like maybe a couple hours, but we're just like skating those benches that are like next to it. They're like these small little ledge benches. I guess like one thing sort of led to another. I was just like making a bit of a joke. I kind of like ran up to the spot and like popped in the board slide, and then it hit like the first knob, I guess. I was like, oh, maybe I could do this. I'm not sure. So I was kind of like mucking around with it for a bit, and all the homies on the session were kind of like laughing at me, not really like sure if like it was even possible. And then, yeah, one thing led to another, and I started like just sprinting at this thing as fast as I could. It was at like the end of the day, so it was a battle. Like at the end of that, I ended up getting pretty tired, so we bailed, and I thought, you know, I'd want to come back with fresh legs. We came back another time, but I think we got the boot pretty quick. We came back another time, and then, yeah, I guess I was pretty focused on really trying to get it done. I guess the hardest part of really trying to get to the top was getting the speed. There's like a building in the way, so I was starting like all cramped up right in the corner and just started like sprinting as fast as I could. And yeah, I ended up just like getting pretty close to the top and battling it for so long, and then eventually I was lucky enough to get off the top of it and roll away from it.
That's insane. Your warm-up on the first day was the benches. Did you warm up on the day you went up it? Did you ever board slide down the rail or just up?
I've never gone down the rail, no.
That's insane that you can say that.
Yeah, I hadn't tried to grind it, or I hadn't tried to board slide it or anything. I was kind of scared of the knobs. I was like, I don't know how, like, this doesn't look very trusting. Like, I didn't want to trust it like that.
Yeah, they're kind of grinded down when you grind or slide down the rail, but going up, they're not really grinded at all. Did you ever get caught or were you worried about that?
There was a couple where I like edged into it and caught on it, but it only happened like a couple times. So after I got over that, I just started trusting it, and it was just going over it fine. But yeah, they were like completely not grinded down at all going the other direction.
Right, the rain is coming down.
I planned on skating today, and I'm not gonna let the rain stop me.
All right.
Got a brand new board too.
Oh no, now I'm soaked. Just took one fall. Nice.
That board's like super soggy now.
Yeah.
It's stopped raining now.
It's not raining as hard, but that's commitment, rain or shine. Board slide in the rain. I see something up here to skate.
It curves a lot more than I thought it did.
Yeah, that does, wow. You also went up, across, and down that A-frame rail. What made you go back for that? Because I assume you did that second?
Yeah, that one's like was a bit more recent. I guess I've seen Cole Wilson did the 50 over the top of it.
Yeah, he was the other one to go up, over, and cross.
That video part's like one of my all-time favorites, and I guess after the board slide up that rail that day, like I noticed that spot was there. I was like, fuck, I mean, I board slid up the other rail, should try to board slide over this A-frame. I'd be stoked if I could just get the double board slide at the San Clemente spots.
Shut it down, double board slide up the rails.
Yeah, so we went back there and started playing around with that board slide, and yeah, ended up getting it done, so it was pretty hard.
Which one do you think was harder to do?
The one up the stairs for sure, with the knobs.
Yeah.
That was like tough.
So if you didn't know, it rains a lot here in Florida, and we were trying to make use of every single day. So I was like, whatever, today I'm just gonna try and skate in the rain and see what happens. So I was able to do these power slide tricks over here, like power slide up the disaster.
Back to power slide.
And then I was trying to nose blunt this box while it was wet. This box has seen better days. Don't worry, I'll fix it soon. But yeah, that one was a bit more challenging than I thought. When you're skating on wet skate light, you have to land so centered, and if you're just like slightly off, you just swoop out.
One of the tricks I got Kanaan to do, I had an idea for him to do a nose manual across this box, but purposely press the nose so that it slides since it was so slippery. I got that idea from watching the old CKY videos. Bam skated at an ice rink and did that.
Yeah.
And when the morning of the warnings pass, the gas and plastic kids are flung across the star.
And I always thought that looked so cool, like just to purposely press your nose.
So that goes to show you, wet skate light is just as slick as ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was surprised they didn't use that one. It was, it was only in the raw edit. There was like a few tricks they didn't use that I was surprised they didn't. Another one, I nose grind, nollie flip this flat bar, and that didn't get used.
Yeah, that was a crazy one.
Since they never used that nose press or nose scrape, I later on did kickflip nose scrape.
This thing's seen better days, but I found the tube that I hippie jumped through.
Oh my, it just needs pumped back up.
Yeah, so yeah, we had the photographer Stephen Knight over here, so I was like, hey, you wanna help me land a trick? I had him stand over here out of frame and pushed the inner tube so it would roll, and we had to time it. The hardest part was just the timing, where he rolled it and I dropped in 50-50 across the ledge, and then Hippie jumped over the tube. And you know, I like all the out-of-the-box creative tricks. That one, I think turned out really good.
Geez, how did I grind this?
This is one of the craziest things that you did for the video.
I've always loved tall bump to boxes. At Lakeland Skate Park, they have this tall bump to box there.
Yeah, big boy.
I was like, how can I make something like that here? Also, a big inspiration was the Birdhouse video. At the end, Heath Kirchart and Jeremy Klein using ramps up. They skate like a launch ramp to shed. Which I didn't want a launch ramp, I'm like a bank ramp. So we have this skinny kicker over here that I did like the full cab and fakie frontside flip on. Took that over here. And then another complication was I can't come in at this angle to hit that. I had to make like a little down ramp right here and put a bunch of sheets of skate light right there to line it up good. And then it would almost like, just how it was, it still didn't have enough kick. So I had to put like a 4x4 under the ramp to like boost it up a little more. But that made the kink so harsh. So some tries when I would like try and skate it, I'd go too fast and it would like jolt me and I couldn't get up there. So I had to find like the perfect speed for it to work. But obviously I didn't skate it like that. I put a piece of coping up there and a 2x6 behind it, and then just screwed the 2x6 down and then screwed the coping to it to be able to make it grind up there. This crack right here is so bad, like there's no way you could land and roll away. So I had to put 2 sheets of skate light down right here to be able to roll away on this. But I feel like on some of them I might have like cleared it.
Oh, remember we had the bush right here too. There was a bush the whole entire time growing up. We lived at this house. There was always a bush here. And you tried it with the bush the first night we skated this.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, maybe it'll be funny. I can just like land it and go straight into the bush. But I swear it was like, I would land and the bush was immediately there. I was like, there's no way I can like do that.
So we told our parents, like, hey, we got to remove this bush. I know it's been here our whole life, but this is important.
It's funny because Mom was like, no, Dad's going to get mad if you take out that bush. And then like Dad was like, no, Mom's going to be mad if you take out that bush. And finally we got them both together like, can we take out this bush? And they're like, oh yeah, I thought you would care. Like, oh no, I don't care.
Yeah, our dad was just like, yeah, whatever.
He tried to do it with those shrubs and then eventually took out a couple, and eventually all the shrubs had to come out. And Mom came out and said, where's the shrubs? And I go, don't worry, we'll plant it back. We never did.
Yeah, by the time we were done with the video, that thing had just like died. So on one of the first attempts, I didn't think I was gonna catch this wire like it, because it seems like it's a little far out. And they kept convincing me like, no, you're not gonna hit that. But for how fast I had to go, I clipped my hand on it and it made me slip back. So on like one of the first back 50 tries, yeah, I ended up in the bush. All right, we gotta move that. And then finally I was able to fully go for it. And then I clipped my arm on that wire that everyone convinced me there's no way I'm gonna hit that.
Cut that fucking cord!
So I had to get up here. I taped the wire to the top wire up there. And everyone was freaking out, don't touch it, you're gonna get electrocuted. So I was definitely being super careful not to get her electrocuted. By the time we had it set up, it was night, so we lit it up. So I got the back 50 and then the crook that night.
My God, how the hell did he do that?
That was perfect, and now we get to stop. That was pretty impressive, but I want to be done now. What are you doing now?
I was filming.
And then I tried a couple backsmiths, but I was already so tired, and I was like, I'm just gonna do this one in the daytime. But little did I know how hard it was gonna be, because it took me 3 more sessions, so a total of 4 sessions till I landed that backsmith. I only tried it for like 30 minutes that first night, but then the next 3 days I tried it for like 2 hours each, and I don't know why it was so hard to do. I think because since the roof is slanted down this way, I had to really like be dipped in pushing to make the backsmith stay up there.
Many of these skate tricks they can do more quickly, but that one seemed to take several days. I almost feel like Kanaan tried it 100 times before he finally landed it.
Finally, on the 4th day, the Amazon delivery driver pulls up and he's like, "Oh, are you skating? Let me see something cool." I'm just like, all right, here it goes. And of course, that try, I landed it, and I look back and he's just like, "That was cool." But he probably had no idea how hard that was, how many days that took to do. And of course, he arrives.
Randomly shows up to deliver a package and sees the one try that he got to make. You can see him in the back of the footage.
Yeah, honestly, he gave me motivation to do it that try. Like extra motivation. I was trying my hardest every time, but the little extra incentive, like, all right, let me see if I can show this Amazon delivery driver what's up.
Yeah!
That's over.
Hallelujah. Amen. Finally. Yes.
And I told him after about 3 days, I said, "Kane, maybe you better move on from this one, but you know, these guys, they you know, once they get it in their mind, they're gonna stick to it." And finally, I was there when he landed it, and you know, it was pretty cool. But boy, the pain that he went through for that, you know.
We were so relieved when you finally did it, because it was getting to the point we didn't think it was going to happen. I thought you were going to give up.
Yeah, my dad was even telling me, like, give up on it, move on to something else. You guys, like, you have plenty of ideas. But I was trying to make the video as good as possible, and I really wanted to get that one.
Yeah, that was definitely one of the highlights of the video.
Yeah.
And it got like the cover photos.
Yeah, I had Stephen Knight come out and shoot a photo of that one. The hardest part was just like coming out of it with that big of a drop. I've never came out of a backsmith before with that much drop.
Yeah. Ooh, all right, frontside ollie.
That was a nice little rip right there.
Yeah. Oh, nice one.
Whoa.
Damn.
I don't know if I've ever done a 180. What? Well, yeah.
You do it.
I had to have. I don't know though.
Yeah! Nice. First try.
This guy can do anything. Sheesh.
Oh! Oh! Oh, the first letter on the board.
S.
Oh, I got the S.
Oh, Dave's back on offense.
Oh my God,
Oh!
dude. I knew he was gonna do something like that.
Good luck, Dalton. So yeah, the first time we came here, Dalton tried to ollie over this rail. Like literally within 5 minutes of being here, he was just all fired up because he was like street skating right before that. Was that the first time he met you?
Yeah, that was the first time I met him, and I don't even think it was 5 minutes. I think it, like, he walked down the driveway and went straight up the stairs.
He's like, "Has anyone ever ollied this?" And you're like, "Yeah, Jaws did it." And Dalton's like, "All right, I'm gonna melon it."
Oh, so Jaws was the first one to do it.
Yeah, he's the first one to do anything on it other than walk up and down it, which I've done plenty of times. Straight to flat, and the crazy thing about it, it's not flat. You land uphill. Dalton, he came down, he said hi, he went straight up the stairs and jumped off of it. It was crazy.
Yeah, he kicked out and got the gnarliest heel bruise.
Yeah, and then he sat out for the rest of the sesh. I grabbed him an ice pack from inside and some Tylenol, and I could tell he was bummed because I know there's all sorts of other stuff to do, but
Dalton's on his way.
I know he wants to do it.
He wants redemption.
Redemption, for sure.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16. This is the blunt steel 16. Here we go.
Here we go.
All right here.
You. Land on the board. I can't believe he just did that first try.
First try.
That always haunted me. Every time I came here, I was like, dude, I hate that I think that was like another redemption video.
You got it.
Andrew Reynolds full cabbed it. Stay gold. Classic.
For the cab, we were there on a America trip. That was pretty bad actually. Because I remember like my hand was wrapped up and it was cold. And yeah, I took a beating on that one. There's a Switch 180 in some video. Maybe this is skateboarding? The full cab, I was like set out to go. I was like, for Stay Gold, I wanted to have full cab and nollie cab. I think out of all the things like that I wanted to get for Stay Gold, I mostly got all of them, but I didn't get that nollie cab. I remember still some perfect, everything perfect, just slam. Like I couldn't get it, I don't know.
Andrew Reynolds, switch frontside flip.
I don't know if anybody skated, if I was the first one to skate the 5 block, but the funny thing about the 5 block is the bottom block is only like a curb high.
Right.
So in my mind, I'm like, you're probably like doing that on the 4 block anyway. Like realistically, if you watch the footage, like mostly everybody's probably clearing it by like at least that, you know what I mean? If you're clearing the 4 block by that, then you might as well just do the 5 block. That's what I started to think. And you can get like that really good side angle where you just see just like the set. So I started messing with it and then just going back when we would be down in Georgia and just thinking of tricks. But switch frontside flip, I never really had switch frontside flips like that. Like I never really had them good. That was random though. Like this doesn't happen to me. I battle everything. But like honestly, just walked up there and was like, let's try like 2 or 3 and just did it.
You just did it? Was it first
like
try?
Maybe second try.
That's the one you were smoking the cig after,
Yeah,
huh?
I wasn't even really thinking like this is gonna work at all. I didn't think that because I've like battled switch frontside flips. I actually suck at them. If you've ever seen one on video, it's been a complete struggle. I don't have them like a regular frontside flip. It's like that one does like between the legs and everything. It doesn't look like, it's one of those. But yeah, I just landed on my board. I'm like, oh shit, we got that like that easy.
Hell yeah.
So I was stoked. Yeah, that was a rare situation. That doesn't really happen to me.
And then Dalton back 3'd it like 10 years ago. Well, let's get him over here to talk about it. Dalton!
You gotta talk about your back 3 now.
Time to relive a nightmare of a trick, but also a great time, kind of. All right, well here it is, 5 block. Looks so good in footage. I loved how it just looked like a concrete mountain. Andrew Reynolds skating this thing, doing the tricks that he did, the full cab and the switch frontside flip. When he did all those tricks, like he made it look so sick, and then I wanted to, skate something and have like a trick in my video part that was like up to the level of like what he was jumping down. So I thought that this would be a good move. And back 3 was open. First time I came, back 3'd the 4 block. I think I broke my board. ate it pretty hard. And then I think I might have broke another board, and then I was just so over it from like being on a long trip going all the way to California and back for the first time. So I just didn't have it in me. And then there was another trip. I came out here and I was feeling really good with that trick. I just got a wisdom tooth taken out or something, and I was on these hydrocodines, and I'd never done any pills before in my life, and it was affecting my skating, and I didn't realize it until after the trip, so I was off. So I came here and I just was feeling super weird. I still tried to huck some down it. I don't even think I could commit to the landing. I could just spin and jump, spin and jump. So on my last trip, it was on a Friday. I came and I had to warm up with the back three again on the 4 block. I don't know how, but I didn't push for enough speed. It felt like in my mind I was going fast enough, but I back three'd and I was confident I was gonna land it, and I landed right into a backsmith on the last step and just flew backwards. Hit my head and it went black. I got up right immediately, like ran up here. And I think I went and like hid behind this trash can and was just like, oh man. And then my homie Jacob came over and he said, man, you good? And I was like, dude, I just got knocked out. Like that was gnarly. Like, he's like, dude, you freaking back three backsmith it. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? I don't even know. Like I just died. I was super bummed, feeling super crazy. I was like, dude, I don't think it's gonna happen. Like this is the 3rd trip, I'm over it. Next day, just ended up skating random spots around Atlanta. I ended up trying to kickflip Feeble a rail, and I hit my head again in the same spot. And then somehow Sunday, woke up last day of the trip, fired up. I was like, whatever, dude, let's go. Let's try to do this again. Came here, I think I back three'd this like first try. And it felt good. Like I felt like I did it like really good, like confident of what I needed to do it on the 5, to go for it. This was the thing too, it was so stressful just every time, just skating through this and then just being this far at the trash can, because you need so much speed for it.
You started that trash can?
Yeah, I pretty much started all the way back
and then
here.
all the way to the 5 block, way down
so
there.
I had so much time to think about this trick and pushing. It was crazy. All right, so here we are here at the top of this thing. It still feels huge. It's so crazy too, because taking that curb after is so brutal. Trying to aim at like the 362 was just spinning and be like, trying to find where I am, and then just trying to be confident to land it. I think I stuck one maybe, and then I finally got the one that I landed, rode off, hit the trash can, and that was it for me. I was stoked after everything that I went through and all that. Like I was hyped.
Was that your ender in Daylando, right?
I think it's my 2nd to last trick. I do a nose slide down this 20 stair.
Oh, that's right.
Miami, yeah. But yeah, pretty much was my ender. This was what I always had in mind to be the ender for that video. I count it as my ender. I definitely would not want to try it now, but you know.
Not that bad though.
So we're doing some NBD stuff right now.
Yeah, I've never seen the picnic table set up at the 5 block.
Neither have I.
Wow! And it's raining now. Just started raining.
All right, here we are at the double set rail. I'm sure you've seen this at one point at a time in your life. Gnarliest thing here is Jordan Grace. I think he was trying to board slide and he landed on his neck on the last kink.
Oh my God.
I think it looked like he had it and then he just straight to his neck.
Dude, in the worst spot too, the flat down there. I'll show a couple clips. We're not out here doing a spot history.
But it's pretty good. It's crazy. It's so low at the top. I think the scariest thing to me is that last out part is so gnarly.
Yeah, definitely. We finally made it. Bronson Ditch. So you guys may recognize this ditch. It's been around for a long time. It's been in a lot of different skate videos. I think it was in almost round 3. Oh, it was in the 80s film Thrashin'. Lots of history here.
You guys might be lost, man. This is the Daggers turf.
I'll skate you for it.
Next time, stay in Oceanside, you kooks.
Daggers! Cops! Cops!
Yo, what did I just miss?
Patrick Praman comes here, takes it to the next level, and Nollie backs over crooks this thing. To nollie into this thing too is pretty unreal because you have to nollie over a ledge basically and then onto a rail. Terrifying.
Near the end of your 3 seasons part, we see the nollie back over crook. Tell us the story about that one. It looked like it was quite the battle.
I feel like not many people know about this, but it took like about 2 years to do. I tried it like maybe like 2 years before I landed it, and I stuck it. Got pretty close, and one of the tries I went to lock in, and I missed the truck, and I got into backflip, and I just fell straight to my back, like off that rail. It was like during the winter, and it started snowing too, and it was like so cold, and like I was bleeding out, and I was like, I'm over it. Like it was so bad. That parked me out for a while, and just thought about it for so long, like for like 2 years to be honest. Like just thought about this trick, and like going back to Atlanta, and I kind of vocalized it for a long time to the real dudes, and it was like a Tampa Pro coming up, and I still am at the time, but they were like, hey, let's do a trip to Atlanta, and then after Atlanta, we'll send the crew to Tampa. I didn't know at the time, but they really planned that trip for me to go do that trick. Yeah, skated the first day with a shot, and that's the day he did 180 switch crook. Took maybe like a few, and I got fucked up. I bruised the bottom of my foot so bad, it was like black and purple, and I couldn't skate the whole trip. We went back on the last day. The trip wasn't that long in Atlanta, maybe like 5 or 6 days. We went back, and I kind of built it up in my head, and my foot was still fucked up, and I was like, all right, well, I have a few tries before like I can't jump on this thing again. As I'm trying it, we got the boot pretty fast, and the cops came. Yeah, they weren't really stoked on us skating there, and they called the cops, and I was moving up there, and I was like, yo, please, like, I'm not from here. Like, I've been waiting to do this trick. Let me get like one more try. And he was like super cool, and he was like, all right, one more try. Like, I'll give you one more try. And all the boys were like, you got this, like right here. Everyone's putting money on the line. And I went for it. And the ground up top is like that, like kind of like they just kind of redid it too, maybe. So it's like this fresh like sidewalk where it's like pretty grabby, you know. And when I popped, my board just didn't come with me, and I just jumped the flat, and I was just like so bummed. I like broke my board, and I just like walked off for like 20 minutes, and like no one could find me. And I was like, dude, it was like probably the most I've ever been bummed about trying a trick. We're all flying out the next day. My friend Christian Yopez, he's still living in Atlanta, and I was like, hey, like, I'm not leaving. Like I'm not going to Tampa. Like, can I stay with you? Can we try this again? He's like, yeah, you're more than welcome to stay with me. And there's a filmer out there. His name's Max Yoder. I was like, are you free, Max? Can you come back with me? Like, if I try it again? He's like, yeah. So the next day, the real team left. I went to PT with my friend Christian, and he got worked on. And while he got worked on, I hopped in like the compression legs. They put me in there for a few hours, and it was like so helpful. So that was like a Thursday. I think that Friday was when it was closed. I was like, we got to go Friday. So I had one day to rest, and then we went on Friday. Max pulled up to film, and my friend Jordy pulled up, and like a few of the boys from Atlanta pulled up. So I had like a little squad with me. We got lucky, and one worked out. I think, to be honest, like maybe the best ride away feeling I've ever had in my whole life. I just kept getting slammed, and I was like, oh, if I ride away from this thing, like it's probably gonna rock me. I'm probably gonna be all squirrely and shit. And like, dude, the one I landed was probably like, I'm not trying to say like it was so perfect, but like we rode away clean. And like I remember like I like bent down, and I stood up, and I started pushing away, and I was like, oh my god, like we're done. Got a clean ride away, and I pushed off, and like down the road, and all the homies were like cheering, and it was like it was like the best, I think the best feeling from a trick I've ever had in my whole life.
I watched the raw cut of that part, and you looked stoked when you made it.
There's a clip of me when I'm riding away, and I look back at all the homies, and I'm like, my mouth is just like open, my jaw is just like wide open, because I was just like, we're done. Dude, 2 years of like just thinking about one trick for so long, you know? And I've seen a bunch of my favorite pro skaters skate it, like Malto overcooked it back in the day, and like such a big Malto fan, and like all the America dudes, like Figgy skated it, Reynolds skated it back in the day, and yeah, I just want to get a piece of it. And it's like I think it's like a pretty big staple like spot for the East Coast. If you're a rail skater, you know what that rail is, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. What were like the warm-ups like? Did you do anything else to get ready for it, or did you just go straight to it every day?
I'm still never really that comfy with back war slides, so I would throw the back grind. Not a long rail, and it's square, so it's not really like the most ideal either. I remember that day when I back grinded it, the day I did it, it felt pretty comfortable. And then so you kind of just back grind it, and I started going for it. I think we rub bricked the ground where I popped, because I was popping Nollie, and it was like really grabby, and then yeah, just back grind and then start throwing Nollie overcooks.
No grab. Oh, G-Ollie was way better.
Yeah.
Get my back! I did it! Get my back!
He's going! He's going!
Nice. Let's see it.
This will be my biggest front board.
Dude, you got to make it then.
I've only done an 11.
You got it. This will be his biggest front board ever. Wow. You fully went for it though.
I know.
Hey, K got K.
I didn't turn enough into it. I felt like I was front boarding like that.
Still a little nervous on those front boards.
Yeah.
You gotta practice them.
I know, I need to.
Get that trick.
It's embarrassing.
Oh, you got a chance, Kanaan.
Oh man.
All right. Ooh. Got it. Wow. He got the crook.
I'm gonna try this time.
Yeah, he wasn't trying last time.
The first time?
Dang, Don got a letter. S to K.
Dude, I committed and I literally thought I was gonna land that, and I just went into crook board slide. It's so scary.
All right, Kanaan.
I guess come.
Kanaan's happy now. He has K, you have S. So you're still in the lead, Dalton. Oh, nose grind.
Ah!
You got this nose grind.
Might tie it up right here.
You might. Dang, tied game. He wasn't even close on that one.
Go for it.
He wasn't feeling it today. It's all tied up.
K to K, the audience
K to K.
judge.
This is nerve-wracking.
We have our spectators over here.
I'm sweating.
I think the next move would be a 5-0 of some sort. Wow, perfect front 5-0.
That was really good. You gotta commit to get this.
I know you can do this. Oh, wow, you made it happen. Epic.
You gotta do back 5-0 now, probably.
He probably is gonna do back 5-0 next. What's he thinking next? Yeah, there it is. Wow. Ooh. What the? You were trying hard to hang on to that one. Oh. Oh yeah. Yes.
Ow.
You ran into the column. Laban Pheidias did kickflip, which I heard was first try. And in that same session, he did sow flip, which was a cover of Transworld magazine. It's the one where they had like the pool floaties in the water. But let's talk to him about that one. Laban, how's it going, man?
You're doing a thing on Cobra?
Yeah, we are. You did kickflip and sow flip in the same day.
You know, Grant shot the photo. I don't think I knew I was getting a cover for that. And I don't even think I knew I was gonna try the sow flip. But that was a long time ago and I can't fully remember. I was probably just going there to kickflip it. We get up early, we're there by 8 in the morning, and the fountains had made the top all wet. And I don't know if that's still the case, if those fountains still even work. So I ended up having to use shirts and we dried it off. Yeah, I didn't even ollie it. And kickflips are one of those weird ones where it's like mental, like you want to make your first kickflip, or it maybe makes your day a little weird. But I was just like, did it first try, the kickflip, and I was like, oh, that was way too easy. Then I was like, oh, I got to try something else. So self-flip was one of those weird tricks. Even at the time, I don't think people were doing it down like big gaps, and mine's technically probably not a self flip because I think my legs go the other way, but I somehow just went for it. I don't know how many tries it took, and we made a big production. Actually, wait a minute, we brought a lot of people out there. Akko was there, Yeah, and Mike Stevens, Heather, and there was another girl. We got floaties, and we made it a whole production. So we were into doing like really cool photos, but I don't know if I knew it was going to be a cover, especially like a gatefold cover, which was pretty cool when that came out. Somehow just flipped the board around and landed it and avoided the wall at the end that you can run into. I think I was pretty hyped on that.
Yeah, to this day, one of the most unique tricks that has gone down at the Gap. Do you remember having to battle the south flip too long, or did that come pretty easy for you?
I think it came pretty easy back then. It's one of those things where if you just keep it under you and you're gonna try to land on it, you're either gonna be able to take the compression and roll away or not. Or at least that's one of those weird tricks that you'll have it for a certain time. If you've got that trick, you got it. And I think that was probably the biggest thing I've ever done that on, though. I recently tried another one of those self flips, and I had to battle it this time. It was a lot harder these days, but I could still bust one out. Not done that Gap anymore, though.
Whose idea was it with all the floaties? That was a great cover.
Pretty sure that was my idea, because I was always coming up with crazy ideas back then.
Yeah, you made it look like a pool party.
Get a little more creative with the photos and have fun. And when there's that much of a production and you got people there's a lot of people relying on you, and you feel like you just have to get in that zone where it's like, okay, let's go, let's make this happen, let's land it, let's land or slam, you know. Hopefully roll away.
Yes. Dalton, I know you had a very unique trick done here.
Sometimes you need an extra guy to skate something. So my friend Skinny Vinny hit me up. He pitched the idea to where he would stand in there on a little step and hold up the rail for me. And then he's like, can you hit it? And I was like, dude, that's such a good idea. Like, no way. I've always wanted to do something at that spot. You know, never really knew what to do. I was like, yeah, I feel like that's a go for sure. Like, I think I could, like, you know, 5-0 tap the rail or something. We had Dave Swift out, a legendary photographer. He came out, shot the photo. Super stoked on that photo, how that came out. He held up the rail. We had to figure out like the perfect spot. Once I was ready to get it, I was like, all right, let's get it a go. I think I practiced it a few times. I got the 5-0 without him on fire first. And then he's like, you think we can do this? Like, let's run it. So he was finally on fire. It was go time. And I had to move fast because I didn't want Vinny to be on fire any longer than he needed to be. I think we got it in 1 or 2 or 3 tries. So we only had to do it a few times. Also, every time we did it, he would have to like jump in the water, and then all of his clothes would be wet. So then he would have to go change into dry clothes, and then we'd have to like reset him on fire and do the whole thing again. So like time was limited. It was a good time. Vinny didn't get burnt, and I rode away and had a good time.
Hey, wait, what is that in your pocket, sir?
Oh, this is the Blonde Steel Pocket Pole Jam. You never know when you're gonna need it. Here, let me demonstrate for you out here.
Wow, that worked really good. Okay, we're gonna need to see that over the water.
We're going off the big one now. Can't help, I hurt my elbows.
Dalton, you might be the only one to ever see. That's still swollen from SWAMPFEST?
Yeah, it sucks. I keep falling on it, won't stop. And then I also hurt this one recently.
I think Dalton's the only one to skate this one on land. Nice.
It's a ramp.
You can't get enough speed.
This thing launches you so high. You underestimate the pocket pole jam.
I think we gotta go into the water, boys.
I'm out of here.
I'm not going in the water.
You're gonna try not to go in the water. I heard you're gonna try and jump it.
I'll try and jump it.
Okay, this is like a Mr. Beast challenge right here.
Look at how insane this thing looks. It is amazing. And bring out the contestant.
All right, ready?
We're ready.
Here we go, here we go. All right, right here.
All right, had one run up. Yeah! Nice!
Like a parkour person. Wow, we did it. Give me my board.
This is just as sketchy as the jump across.
Yeah, go.
Oh. Nice, first try ollie.
I'm so glad that I went for that one. I almost didn't do it.
Attempt 2. Oh!
That one was sketchier. Oh, that was insane.
The pocket pole jam. Carlsbad water gap, blunt steel pocket pole jam. I think you missed it. So now he's gotta go across again. Oh, the more you do it, the more worn out you get. Oh, board! Ooh. Making it happen every time. Staying dry. Oh, shit.
I got cut on the brick really bad. Yeah. Oh my God.
There's blood all on it.
Give me my board.
I don't know if I want to do it now.
All right, give him his board. We'll try and clean it off. Yes! I got it! I'll probably have to blur this out a bit. Skating over the hot tub. I think that was Dalton's idea.
It's a swamp tub now.
Yeah, no, thankfully we got this thing for 60 bucks off OfferUp. And the lady told me it fully worked, but when we got it here, all the cords were chewed out by rats. But it ended up being great for our video.
The first day, you guys were just pushing at it as hard as you could.
That was so hard to do.
Yeah. You kickflipped over it?
Yeah.
I back 180'd it like that.
There's more tricks you guys wanted to do, so we set up the ramp on the tree.
Yeah, that made it 10 times easier.
Craziest banks. I think that was the first like structured ramp that we made for the whole thing.
Yeah, but the hardest part about this, if your board goes in the water, then it's just like you gotta wait for like 10 minutes for your board to dry. And
it happened to me.
I jumped in there on purpose.
Yeah.
You did Crail 180?
Yeah. I set up the box on the other side. I did Gap 5.0 on
Yeah, that
it.
was sick. And then setting the rail across it. I backlit fakie day.
You 270 lipped it.
That was one of the scariest tricks that I had to do, for sure. And the front blunt actually felt really good.
I did board transfer over it twice for the 2 angles.
Oh yeah, that looks sick.
I tried to front 3 it.
Yeah! This is the tree right here. We had to build the ramp up the step in between these bushes over here.
Well, the tree's not even here anymore.
Didn't you like nose pick into the ramp right here?
Oh yeah, that was scary too. All right, this I think was definitely the scariest obstacle that we skated because of the setup.
The roof rail. The most angry I've probably ever seen my dad is, I thought he was gonna be at work all day, but he decided to come home for lunch, and I had this whole entire wooden platform set up, and I had just screwed the rail into the roof. I was gonna patch it, and he comes home and he's like, "Get that shit off of my roof right now."
And then one day I come home and Kanaan's taken a rail and put it up on the top of the garage and bolted it down, and he's built this platform. And I'm like, "What are you doing, son? This is the roof. You're going to damage the roof." And I said, "Don't do it." I left anyway. Needless to say, it still got done.
So we avoided doing that for like a couple of weeks, and I was like still in my head like, man, I want to do that so bad. Like the roof rail seemed like the coolest thing to me. And then finally one day our dad went to work. I remember like calling him like, "Oh, hey Dad, how's it going? You like know where the shovel is?" Or like some random thing like, "Oh, are you coming home anytime soon?" And blah, blah, blah. And he said, "No, I won't be home till like 5 or 5:30. I'm like, "All right, we got all day to do this." And we brought all the wood up here, put the rail up, and we had to clean it up all before he got home at 5. So that one was like a mission for sure. And we were so tired after that.
Well, we didn't want to make Dad mad, So they asked me to cover for them. I had to call and make sure he didn't come home early that day so they could finish.
If you would have fallen off, you would have died. We were so high up.
Yeah. I thought it was crazy. You just went straight to flat. I had a bank ramp to go into.
I thought that was easier and less scary to be able to just take that.
Yeah, so the way I skated the rail, landed in a bank, then flat, and then had like a little step-up gap up there. But yeah, I did 50-50, then heel flip. The scariest part was just coming off the rail. Like, if you just like land and stick and just fly down, you're dead.
Yeah.
Somehow I did 5-0 first try and then did tray flip up the gap, which I'm so glad I did that first try because I did not want to 5-0 it again.
Wow.
First try!
First try!
So I'm so glad I didn't have to do that one again, because just landing into the roof off of the rail is the scariest part, because it's like, you know, roofs are soggy.
A little later when it rained, my roof leaked inside in the garage, so I had to, you know, fix the roof. But I knew all that was going to be done because the house needed a re-roofing, so it was cool. I survived that.
This is the brand new roof. It's all nice now. The shingles are all fresh.
Yeah, we haven't skated the roof since our dad had it redone. Oh. All right, I'm ready for Hellbomb now. Just need a slam to wake me up. We're ready.
This week, we're back at the Halloween Hellbomb, where the Joker makes his return. Skate or die. I know you got the 5-0 all the way across. But people were skating it before that even.
Yeah, well, before I skated it, I think the only thing that was done on it was probably a 50-50 nose slide. Nose slide, big spin, Dustin Charlton. And then that was pretty much it. Robbie McKinley tried to crooked grind it, got smoked. Yeah, and then I came along and just killed it. You know? The nose grind. So the 5-0 was way easier for some reason than the nose grind. The nose grind took me a while. 5-0s, for some reason, I could just get up there and balance on it. And once you're, you know, locked in on a 5-0, you're chilling. But the nose grind took me a while, man. I kept slipping off and everything, but we got it.
This one definitely stands out the most to me. Sean Hale going off of the roof into a kicker between those skinny ledges.
Yeah, it was attached to the van. They lit it up and did it at night. Even crazier.
That's some video game stuff right there.
One of the craziest things that I've ever seen was Chris Swanson literally riding off this.
That's insane.
To the ground, never did it, but
even to attempt that is up there.
This is a, what would you say, maybe 2-story building?
At least.
Well, what do they say, like 10 feet is a story?
Yeah.
So maybe a story and a half?
Yeah, that's above 10 feet for sure.
Kelly Hart, fakie shove, switch manual.
Fakie barrel flip, fakie manual.
Kelly Hart, fakie tray, fakie Manny.
Did you know that was the SLS 2015 Trick of the Year?
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I know.
Oh, we know this one guy that did switch flip manual.
Really? Are you sure?
I am very sure.
Imagine if you did like a heel flip manual, right? You heel flip up it, and you're landing in the heel flip already squatted. So you have to heel flip and then go up. So if you're nose wheeling, you like this, and then you got to get up. So you not only have to get up to balance yourself, you have to stand up on it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure.
Regular old manual pad, you don't have to do that.
This thing's just that high though.
You just kick flip manual and you're already standing up. This one, you're like this. Whoa! But yeah, we had many good sessions on this thing, man. We come here just to skate this.
Yeah, let's talk about some of your tricks.
Okay.
Is there any that you really had to battle, maybe wasn't the same day you started trying it? Anything you remember just like, oh, finally it happened?
Every trick I've ever done.
Yeah.
The switch flip manual was a battle. I probably came back here 3, 4, 5 weeks to get it. You have to remember too, like, you only have so many tries.
Right.
You're jumping up this thing for 6 hours? No. You're jumping up this thing for maybe 3 hours, 4.5 hours, depending, you know? We were young and spry back then. Had to come back multiple times to get that.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Evan Smith, kickflip wall ride, cover of Thrasher. Craziest trick here for sure. It's like way bigger of a gap to the wall than I expected.
For sure. Jeez.
Like over the rail to the wall.
Flick and then land
and
on
then
the
be
wall
ready to pop
and then
out.
worry about popping off it.
Yeah.
Crazy.
He is very talented. Alex Midler did front 270 switch front board in the rain.
That's insane.
Jeez. The only trick I know of on the inside, Jordan Gesco back Smith. Like, it's so narrow. Yeah, that's insane. And I wonder if he popped before the crack, because there's no way you're popping after that with how...
Jeez, we'll have to check the footage.
Like, I wonder, did he ollie the set first like this? That's crazy.
Dang, an ollie the set on the inside
shit.
would be crazy.
It's starting to rain.
Oh no.
Well, should we try and get something on it real quick?
I would try and get a trick real quick. Nice.
Had to get the warm-up ollie. Fuck!
Oh my gosh, in the rain, Alex Midler.
I'm not warmed up at all. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
Right here.
The rain's coming down. Oh my gosh. Yeah! In the rain! In the rain!
So here we are at another spot that Jamie was the first person to skate. He grinded it, and then he 5-0'd it. But he was not satisfied with the first one he did. So the classic one more that Jamie did. 5-0'd it again. I'm guessing on that first one, he didn't like how it kind of went down a little and then it almost wrapped at the end, and then I would have taken that one, but Jamie wanted that clean, perfect 5-0 with a perfect roll away. So he went back up, did one more, and he got the one he wanted. He also lip slid it, and it looked really cool. They filmed it fisheye a little differently. It probably didn't look as big, but you could really see the drop and the fence and everything, so it was a sick lip slide. He also tried to front board it, but that one did not go so well.
Pack it up, boys.
Years later, James Brockman actually came and front boarded it. And one of the more recent tricks, Gabbers nose grinded it.
Gabbers, how you doing, man?
Yeah, good. Just in Copenhagen at the moment.
So yeah, let's talk about your nose grind. What's the story there?
Well, I hadn't ever been to Big White before. Like, I always knew of it, like, just forever, just with, you know, the famous Jamie Thomas 5-0 on the front board slam and everything. So I was pretty aware of Big White as being a spot, but it was just one of those spots I just never really went to. I don't know why. Just, like, a lot had already been done, and I kind of just didn't really, I don't know, it just didn't really look that appealing to me because it just looked really steep, low, and scary. or Vinny and I were like kind of just checking out spots in SD area. I think it was coming towards the end of filming for my last part. We went and checked it out just because we were in the area. I didn't really have any plans to skate it. I think Vinny was just like, you should nose grind it. And I think I was pretty off it at the time just because I just kind of thought it was like one downing the things that have kind of been done, like Alex Wilms backlifted it. Yeah, it just, I don't know, it didn't really appeal to me that much at that time. But then Vinny kind of convinced me that, like, you know, it's such a famous spot and, you know, it's good to get something on the board with a spot like that, you know. When he said that, I fully agreed with him because it's one of those spots that's like, if you get a trick on it, you know, you kind of go down in history, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'd just been on a trip to New York and I remember feeling really bad on my skateboard just because it had rained for 2 weeks straight. So I didn't really get to skate that much. And I just remember feeling really bad on my skateboard and we went there. I'd like called up Burnett. Dylan Jade was filming, which is kind of a random one. He filmed like the top angle. Yeah, I just remember being like that day, just being kind of like scared that I was going to bunt just because I hadn't really been skating that much. And when it comes past like the 15s, there's that chance that you're just going to miss locking in and you're just going to fully eat shit. And it always just depends on the first try. And then sometimes when you're feeling like that on your skateboard, like how I was feeling, sometimes you just don't even try it because you just don't even take the risk. So I was kind of pretty concerned when I was going to do that just because, you know, you've already called these people to come and skate it and I just thought I wasn't going to do it. I remember just trying to 50-50 it and it wasn't that bad. It was actually kind of chill to skate. Like it's just super low. So it's like kind of one of those rails you have to kind of go slow, which is scary for a 17. It turned out pretty good, to be honest. Good day.
Yeah, so you got it pretty quick then, huh?
I think I 50'd it second try. The first try I kind of just jumped off. And then I think the nose grind was maybe 3 tries, 3 or 4. I didn't mess up locking in once, which was good. I remember landing it. You can see in the footage that my hat kind of falls off my head and I kind of get jolted. And I kind of remember when I was rolling away, like, do I have to do it again? But then everybody kind of convinced me that I didn't have to, so I didn't really care. Sometimes I can't be bothered doing it again, but, you know, skateboarding's not meant to be perfect.
Nah, sometimes the imperfections add style to the trick, so.
Yeah, and like sometimes with my skating, I feel like I'm not exactly like 100% razor all the time. Sometimes I just gotta take what I can get. I don't want to play around too much, you know?
Yeah, the next one could have been disaster if you tried it again.
Exactly, and like that's happened to me before, so I kind of just take what I can get sometimes, unless it's like disgusting. But I remember watching the footage and everybody being hyped, and I was kind of like, yeah, well, I fucking landed it.
Second to last trick in your part, right? So that was good.
Yeah, I mean, I probably wouldn't have, if I was editing if I was fully like had control of editing, wouldn't put it second trick just because I've done bigger nose grinds in the past. But I mean, like, I think the footage, just how like the top angle's filmed, or the filming where you can film near the fence, it's kind of looks pretty epic.
Yeah, that bottom angle was pretty sick.
Yeah, the photo's really cool too. Burnett nailed it.
All right, Kanaan, I know you got a trick on this spot.
Yeah. So, well, the first time I came here, I board slid it and 50-50'd it, and I tried to nose grind it, and I went way too fast on the first one and just like tapped the truck, and I swear I like thought I broke my toe because I couldn't move my toe for like 2 weeks. And then probably like 6 months later, I took another trip out here. I came to the conclusion I felt more comfortable going faster. So I decided to do nose blunt, and I tried like 3 but kept jumping away, and then we got kicked out. And then I hit Jamie up and I showed him one of the attempts, so he lined me up with like a filmer and photographer, and I came, and it took me like 2 hours until I finally got the roll away. I just kept sticking them and sticking them and sticking them, and I don't understand why it was so hard, but finally got it. I've only seen like a VX tripod angle of it. I've been trying to get the other filmer to send me his angle for years. It's an HD angle too, so I'll give it one last try to see if we can get that angle from him to throw in this video.
Yeah, hopefully we get it. If we did get it, it'll go right here. Wow!
I think I got it in, like, nose grind. Got a photo in Transworld for that one too.
Oh, sick. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Nose blunt. That's insane. Yeah, Kane needs to repost that, let people know. I feel like it's like kind of an underrated clip. I mean, I guess it's going to be in this now, so I feel like that needs to get a little bit more shine.
It definitely came out like before Kanan's name was out there more.
That's what I mean. I feel like if it was Kanaan for, you know, Painkiller Part, I feel like it would have been like, you know, I feel like it just kind of got overlooked at that time.
We went to that square long out rail.
Clock waits so patiently on your song.
Oh, that's in Wilmington, Delaware. Yeah, the DuPont. Arto's sorry. He was filming the Sorry video for Flip, and he wanted me to have a guest trick in it, and I knew that I had to get gnarly for the Flip video. That thing took me, I'm not kidding, 3 hours of just and then finally I stuck one. I was so stoked because I was like on the brink of giving up for the last hour. I'm just like, one more try, fuck. All right, one more and that's it. I swear to God this time. All right, one more try. All right, I'm gonna snap my board if I go back again. And then sure enough, all right, I'm not snapping my board. I'm going back for one more try.
He filmed me, board slide, 270, shoved it.
Dude, fucking perfect.
I dropped in on the Hobbit hole. He hyped me up for that.
I was like, who in the fuck are the Derns? They do not stop. You guys woke up at like 9 in the morning. The first thing Kanaan does is he looks at the Hobbit hole roof and he's like, I'm gonna drop in off that thing. I'm like, when? He's like, I don't know, now. I'm like, now, it's 9 a.m. Then he fucking gets all these 2x4, no, a piece of plywood. He was eating shit, but then he landed it.
So sick.
Ew. Shit's gnarly. It's fucking gnar. Then you session the indoor park all day. Then the driveway all day. And then as soon as it was midnight, I'm like, all right, they're cracking open some beers. It's the end of the night for sure. Nope, not sure. Sure enough, 3 in the morning, the lights go on, fucking halogen lights everywhere, pivot to fakie grinds on the driveway. The shit was gnarly. I was like, holy shit, fucking energy ball. Would you eat a PB Max power bar? This is for the people at home.
God!
I just wasn't ready for the landing. I just landed all wrong.
That was a gnarly slam.
YouTube, this is what we do for you guys. I should have landed that. I don't know why I just like plummeted into the ground. Yes! Oh my gosh.
Back to back.
Man, I'm glad we're done with that. That was so much harder than I thought it was gonna be. I don't know what was going on. Like I couldn't be strong when I was at the bottom of it.
All I saw you was like fighting a roll away.
Oh dude,
I was
yeah.
like, oh, he stayed on, all right.
I had to go through this sandstorm over here. Wow. Wow.
Huge double set right here. Wow, look at the Bondo.
Alex Wilms, another ender here. Huge ollie over the rail, which is still gnarly just going over this rail. But then you got this whole planter with all these bushes, which makes the distance that much further. And I know they had to put a sign down on one of those holes because it looks like you would literally land right in front of it. If not, like pretty much feel like you're on that thing.
Dude, that double set that you ollied over the side of behind the 14, that is nuts.
That one was pretty tough. I actually went to high school at this school. That's the stair set I would walk up every day to go to class. It never even occurred to me like somebody could go over the thing. Maybe a couple years after I graduated, I was just kind of cruising around the school and took a look at it. And I was like, damn, somebody could maybe go over this thing. And then, yeah, after talking about it for a super long time, it was probably like January 2022 when I tried it. The main thing I was concerned of was there's another rail that goes down the middle of the set. It's like adjacent to the one you're going over. And you have to come into it at like a pretty tight curve. It's almost like you have to thread the needle to do the ollie. What I did was I just laid down a strip of pine needles as just like a marker of like, don't go beyond this point or you might hit your ass on the rail, the adjacent rail. I did that and then I wrapped like a little piece of bush around the rail I was going over. I just wanted to do that to like have a visual template of like, okay, this is where you're going. When I started trying it, I couldn't see the wall at the bottom. So there's like, you know, you go over the rail and the gap and then there's a wall and I wasn't sure if I was gonna clear it or clip it or what. I just started like kicking out a bunch of times, like maybe 5, maybe even 10 tries. And yeah, just getting pretty beat up from doing that. I think I stuck one and that was like, okay, I can actually clear this thing. And there was probably like 3 more sticks that I ended up getting it. Yeah, in my mind, before I was trying it, I was like, okay, I'm gonna be going so fast that I'm just gonna ollie the 14 afterwards. But yeah, the asphalt in between the 2 sets absorbed a bunch of my speed. And I'm just like cruising up to the 14. I was just like, what do I do? I just like improvised and back 50'd it. Yeah, just like barely hung on to that one.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Just want to say I'm grateful that Wes and Marius were there when I was doing it. Not only are those 2 dudes probably the 2 best hype men in all of skateboarding, but they're also kind of the first generation of Carmel Valley locals. They grew up in that zone too, and they went to Torrey Pines as well. So yeah, just having them there was a treat. I definitely don't think it would have gone down without them.
You need all the hype around you. Sometimes that's what it takes to land something massive like that, for sure.
Yeah, no doubt.
Alex Wilms definitely holding the belt on this one for sure with back 50. Back 5-0. And then he even topped it with a back Smith. I remember when that came out, it was all over the internet. It was Ender, I think, in one of his parts. And it was just so gnarly, it just kept being posted. Like you couldn't go on Instagram without seeing it. Oh. So who cares what we have to say? Let's ask him firsthand.
The back 5-0, that was my 21st birthday. And the way that I lined it up was I kind of wanted to do like 21 at 21. So I'm leaving my pad to go to the rail and I have like some happy birthday texts. And one of them was from Dan Connolly, who's the co-founder at Skate Mafia. Yeah, he'd been flowing me boards for probably 3 months at this time. And his text pretty much just said like, happy birthday. I want to get your opinion on this video project I'm working on. And I was like, yeah, for sure. Like send it over. So I started heading over to the rail and I'm probably like 3 red lights away from the thing. Yeah, I remember the exact red light I was at, but I opened the message and just for a little context, like Dave Swift is already at the spot. So I'm now making legendary skateboard photographer Dave Swift wait on me. I was always terribly nervous to skate the big stuff. So, you know, I'm in this car just like shaking. I opened this message and it's just like a video message and it says, you know, it's the Skate Mafia logo and then it says welcomes. And then the next frame is like my name. And I was just tripping because that was like the first time I learned that I was getting on Skate Mafia.
So he knew you were skating that spot. Do you think he was trying to hype you up to get the make?
He had no idea I was going there. So like,
it just was perfect timing.
Yeah, it was just like, you know, just coincidence. And I was just like, dude, I'm like sitting at the red light, just like, holy fuck. Collected myself, got to the spot. Luckily the 14 and the 21 are pretty much identical other than, you know, the size difference. Yeah, I just ended up back 50ing the 14 maybe 3 times. And then I back 5-0'd it 3 times. And then, yeah, we just moved over to the 21 right away. So then I back 50'd the 21 twice. After that, I just kind of got stuck in the roll-up maze, you know, just rolling up over and over, just psyching myself out. But then, yeah, after maybe 15 minutes of rolling up, I got the confidence to commit and it ended up working out.
Okay, what about the backsmith? How much time passed between the back 5.0 and the backsmith, and then what's the story with the backsmith?
So the backsmith was 2022, so it would have been like 3 years after the back 5.0. So this trick was really special for me, just because, like I said, I grew up in this zone, and with all the kids that I grew up skating with, the 14 and the 21 local El Toros for us, you know? So when I was maybe like 14 or 15, the craziest thing my teenage mind could conceive was just like, one day I want to backsmith the 21. So years later, I found myself at a point where I could maybe actually do it. And yeah, I had a video part coming out with a lot of big tricks, so I wanted something that would like contend with all the other stuff. I had subtle suspicions that they might be turning me pro for this part. I wasn't 100% sure, but I was just like, okay, this is gonna be the part, like, I want to end it with the backsmith, you know? It just felt like the right time to give it a shot, and I ended up trying it for the first time in February of 2022. Once again, just kind of started at the 14, probably back 50'd it a bunch of times, and then I think I backsmithed it 6 times, just having so much OCD. Yeah, we moved over to the 21, and the tries that day were looking sketchy, like not too good. Just like grinding maybe only a little bit of the rail and then jumping the majority of the set to flat. And then there was one I locked into back lip, and that really freaked me out. Yeah, I ended up sticking it once that day, and the tail snapped off my board. There's probably like 45 minutes of daylight left, so it's cutting it kind of close. And I just sprinted all the way across the parking lot to my car, just like grabbed the deck, grabbed the grip tape, just like sprinted back, scrambled to set it up, and my OCD had kind of renewed itself. So I was just like, I have to go back to the 14 and backsmith it. We went back to the 21, and my mind was still not at ease. So I was just kind of like, I have to back 50 it. And then, yeah, on that back 50 attempt, I just like locked into a wheelie grind, kind of like slid down the rail on my shin, and then just like splatted on the ground below. I couldn't walk for like a week after that one, so I was just like, it's definitely not happening today. I think 6 weeks went by, and I was just like kind of tripping over it, losing sleep and stuff, but it was really hot that second time. I think it was like 90 degrees or so. Yeah, once again, just kind of started at the 14. The first time I tried to backsmith it that day, the tail snapped off my board on the 14, and that just kind of like shattered my over control, just like, you know, this was going to be the board I was going to do it on, all this stuff. So set up the new one, and, you know, just all the hell I was putting myself through the first time I had tried it, and just all the OCD. I was just like, all right, I'm just going to try the backsmith on the 21. So the first try, this time, I locked into a back lip, and then it was almost like going to back lip fakie. And I just kind of jumped off in midair, just kind of Shamu style, and just splatted on the ground. And I didn't know it, but I tore or pulled a muscle or something in my rib. Yeah, it didn't hurt at the time, so I just kind of ran back up the set and kept trying it. The next 2 tries, I grinded maybe an inch of the rail and just jumped the whole set to flat.
Jeez.
Yeah, the third try, I think I hit my head a little bit, and I was just like, that's 3 sketchy tries in a row. Like, if there's a 4th one that's not looking good, like, I'm over it. So I think I got relatively close on the 4th. And then there was one where I stuck it and fell forward, and there was one where I stuck it and slipped back. And I was just like, okay, I just need to get the balance in between the 2. And then, yeah, it was the try after those 2 that I ended up getting the roll away. That one was really special because that was the trick that I wanted more than any other. So super hyped to get that one.
No doubt, best trick gone down at the spot, heaviest trick for sure.
Forgot who it was, but I'm pretty sure someone ollied over into the bank here and then took the corner down. Super gnarly. It was a photo in the Thrasher. I believe Rhino shot the photo.
You can see the Bondo on the ground. Dude, this corner is gnarly. High speed around this,
This would be scary to do without olling over the rail.
That definitely was scary. Wow.
Holy crap. I've never seen this in person. Dude, this thing is high.
Yeah, it's tall.
And aluminum is all heck.
Yeah, this was his ender. Makes sense.
That's a long flat bar in the middle.
Alex Williams back 50 this thing.
Yeah, that is insane.
Damn, this is a 20 flat 20.
It's a 20 flat 20?
We have a 14 rail.
I've been to this rail so many times with Kanaan, like we were children at this
What?
rail the first time. Yeah.
We haven't been here that many times.
Dude, we were here when you were like 18 one time.
Okay, yeah, when I was like 19, I think is when we first came here and I just like grinded it for fun. 2017, I tail slid fakied it.
Nice.
That's insane into this.
Into this wall.
Yeah. Look how loose this is. Somebody definitely ran into that.
The tail slide fakie wasn't bad because like that's a trick that slows you down. And I also nollie crooked it.
Yeah. Oh my God, that was
yes. That was in the intro of Painkiller. It wasn't in the part. Yeah, on the first few tries, I was going so fast just to make sure I'd clear the stairs if I'd like mess up. And I just started tapping them. And then finally I just slowed down on the one I landed, just trusted it. I was still going pretty fast though.
Yeah. Ken Russell did half cab down the 12, backside flip down the 10.
There was a Ty Evans one that he captured, the one from the storm, I think is the half cab to the backside flip too. Frontside half cab down the 12. Full cab down the 12. The cool thing about that scene back then is that because we didn't have skate parks, the street spots were so saturated with everybody. Like people would just show up who just heard about the session. So I remember that full cab. I remember there's a lot of heavy hitters there. Jamie Thomas was, I think Jamie filmed a second angle of that full cab, or at least my first try, because we went there, I tried it, and we got kicked out. And then we circled back around and came back there later, and there's probably at least 30 people there. So it kind of motivates you to get it, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, everyone's here, you got, you know, some of the homies here filming second angles, you gotta make it. That was pretty cool and motivating just to like get that as fast as I possibly could. So I think that one was just a battle of like, how many tries can you get in before you get kicked out? So it's probably like, you know, 4 or 5 tries each time. So like trying to get it within a dozen tries, I think, about somewhere around there. And then the other cool, I think, session was when I did the half cab down the 12, backside flip down the 10. We actually were there with a pretty big crew that day too. And I know Ty Evans was filming, I think. And I know Andrew Reynolds and the whole Birdhouse crew was there that day. And so when Andrew did the kick flip down the 12 and the frontside flip down the 10, that was the same session.
No way. That's
yeah,
sick.
so we were kind of pushing each other for sure. And sometimes those things motivate you to pull it through faster because you got other people there sort of killing it too. And so Andrew, he kick flipped the 12 and just stomped it, I think probably like first try, and he broke his kingpin. And so while he was like fixing his setup is when I did my line. And then after he fixed his kingpin, I think probably within maybe 2 or 3 tries, as soon as he stomped that kick flip, that frontside flip right after was like first go. When you see things in person, you have I think a bigger respect for how good or how consistent people can be when they want to be. And watching like Andrew and I think even Brian Sumner's, you know, he was on some of those sessions, and just everyone kind of pushing each other to do, maybe we ended up doing better stuff because of that, right? Just that motivation to like push ourselves. Yeah.
I've heard nothing but bad things about this.
This is rough, this one. I already know.
Sauce number 8.
This is the Bomb Evolution 135,600 Scoville heat units.
Oh my, these are fatties too.
Jeez.
Oh my God.
Oh,
man,
man.
this one's bad.
Added a little.
It's building. You added a little more sauce than normal?
Oh my.
Okay. This is where things change. Right here.
Oh.
It's burning. Yeah, it's burning.
That's rough, dude. All the way to the back of my throat is just fire. Neither of us have done milk so far. You gonna drink some milk, Don?
I'm gonna try not to.
All right, let's see what happens.
Number 8, boys. Since you like Tony Hawk so much.
Tony Hawk.
No, but what year did Tony Hawk land the 900?
1999. Dang it! I knew that one.
How'd you know that?
That should be a skateboarder's common knowledge right there.
I knew it, I just didn't have time.
I hope he nails it.
All right, Ray, 3 tries right here.
Yep.
Oh! First try.
Oh
my God!
Dude.
Switch ollie.
Gets hotter rise like by a lot or what? 'Cause I'm about to quit.
We're already 9 in.
Number 9.
This is Chile Monoloco Matasanos 680,000 Scoville heat units.
My mouth is on fire. I don't even want to put this one in my mouth.
I'm scared.
Oh! Immediately I can already tell this one's rough. I mean, the bomb was bad. This is definitely a step up.
I definitely want milk, but I'm not gonna.
Oh, jeez, dude, this is rough.
Yeah, I know, everything's coming out. Back there, I was sweating. I think my next trick, I might do a gap or something so I can cool down.
You guys' nose is sweating yet? Cause
Oh yeah.
Oh, there's some snot that's gonna be dripping out my nose soon. Dude, all right, get to the question, because we gotta get this moving. It's getting rough.
Who was the first skater to drop the D Street Encinitas sign?
Bam.
Fuck, you're right.
How did you not get that?
Because he said D Street, and that threw me off. Don got that one.
Wow, a lot has been done down this thing.
Yeah, let's get this list going.
All right, so I don't know who the first person to ollie it was, but I do know that Kirby ollied all the way to the street. That's pretty far.
Kenny Hoyle did nollie back 180 in a line. Then he did hard flip, nollie heel, and nollie front 360. And that was all his enders in the same part. It's official.
It's official, he shut it down.
It's officially his. Let's talk to him about it. What's up, dude? How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Earl Warren, you pretty much shut that spot down for a minute with your It's Official part. Did you know when you were filming all those tricks that they were gonna be the enders to that part?
At that time, we would just go out and skate. You know what I mean? So Earl Warren is like, it's right off the freeway, and it has those hills. Super fun to go skate. So we'd basically like drive down the freeway to go skate some spot in San Diego. We'd always pull off at Earl Warren, skate the hills, and then get back on the freeway. You know what I mean? So, and then every once in a while, we would just like start trying some tricks off the stairs, right? Like just like, oh, like throw the nollie backside flip, maybe get close, maybe not, and then just like leave.
Yeah.
Maybe get lucky.
Well, I mean, you got like 4 tricks for that one part. Any of those, do you remember being a battle?
I remember the hard flip. I did the hard flip a couple times and I couldn't roll off the curb because now it's just a cutout. Now it's cut out, right? So you can like skate the 12 and then just roll.
Yeah.
I used to roll off the curb afterward. So there's a couple times where like I'd hard flip and land and then like roll off the curb and step off my board. I think I did that like 3 times. I only remember like going to Earl Warren all the time and skating that spot, but I can't remember like doing the tricks down it, you know?
Yeah, it was a while ago.
Yeah, so long ago. I remembered the nollie cab, like I couldn't put it down, and there was a group of skaters showing up to the spot. Like I saw them pulling through the parking lot, and like when I didn't really know them, so I was like, I didn't want to like be skating the stair set when they, like, I don't know, with them, I guess. I didn't really know, so I was like, I just put one down, and all of a sudden I was rolling away from the nollie cab. I remember that. I just like credit Earl Warren to like why my body hurts nowadays. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Like, fuck, it's a big ass set.
Yeah, I mean, you keep mentioning that you were there all the time skating, and that has to be true because I also found like an old Sponsor Me tape of yours where you did like barrel heel down it.
Yeah, I did the shove it heel. I think I landed on like the last 2 steps and still rolled away. Yeah, I know I tried to nollie backside heel flip it. I tried to nollie backside flip it. I wish I wouldn't have just tried tricks like that down it. You know what I mean? Like in terms of like the body hurts nowadays, you're like,
right, but I mean, some of them worked out for you and you got them.
Yeah, some of them got lucky. Yeah, I wish I would have got the nollie burial flip.
Yeah, that's the one that got away.
A lot of people get this angle up here.
This is a really good angle up here.
Yeah, it is.
Wes Kramer, fakie hard flip. And Wes Kramer, switch tray flip in a line. Tony Tave with a switch barrel heel and a switch front heel.
Jagger with a crazy one, switchback 3. I could not even imagine doing that. Like, wow.
So yeah, everyone knows about the 12 stair. And over here, what do we got?
We have a 7 flat 7 that Cyril Jackson ollied. And Jeff Wright ollied it.
Got a big flat up here. Pretty big ollie.
For sure.
My buddy Blue ollied that double set. Watch that ollie and notice how he doesn't go off the curb. Or like, how did you do that? Because the double set pushes you one way, you know?
Yeah.
So it'd be like ollie the double set and then roll off the curb real quick. He just cruises out like so nonchalant.
So 3 people have skated this hubba, which is pretty wild. Jordan Hoffart 50-50'd it. Dolan Stearns board slid it. Then Adrian Mallory nose slid it. That's the craziest one to me.
Pigwood video.
I think this is where the 20 stair, like giant square rail was that Jamie grinded. And Josh Casper ollied it.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's crazy. Dying to Live, Jamie grinded it. He told me he got dropped off on the freeway and skated here so he'd feel like he was warmed up when he got here. And he said he rolled up to it one time. He's like, all right, everyone ready? And then did it.
Dang. That is a Jamie story right there.
Yeah.
Jamie Thomas 50-50.
Dying to Live.
Oh yeah, that's right, Dying to Live.
But he filmed it, he didn't put the footage out for a while because someone drop-in grinded it and that photo ended up in Thrasher or something. So everyone thought that it had been grinded, but then Jamie found out that it wasn't an actual make.
No way.
And then it came out in Dying to Live. That's what he told my brother.
Oh, okay.
A real interesting story that probably no one else knows about.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
I didn't know that either.
Just 4 wheels and some wood. Bros wreaking havoc in the neighborhood. Eyes get flips and some grinds. Running from cops for the 100th time. If you got a craving for some skating, the bros won't let you down. Even if it's raining, they're still skating. That's why we're singing loud, loud, loud. Dern Bros, this Kanaan Dalton, gonna bring you along for the ride. If you got a craving for some skating, the bros won't let you down. Even if it's raining, they're still skating. That's why we're singing loud, loud, loud. Dern Bros, this is the Dern Bros. Welcome to Dern Bros. Skate or die. Dern Bros, this is the Dern Bros. Welcome to Dern Bros. Skate or
Where that piece of wood is was once Don Vito's car.
There's a car parked right here, dude.
That's Vito's.
What am I supposed to do?
Cement it in so we can kick flip it.
If you ever watch Viva Laban, we crushed the shit. I think I killed 20 of Vito's cars.
I took care of that truck. Man, why are you busting stuff?
So one day Bam had an idea that's in the skate park. He's like, yo man, I want something to jump over. I want a kickflip mound. So this was it. Vito was pissed as usual.
Actually, it's still in there.
Yeah, it is. You can see it on the side over here.
Vito, take a look at your car. Where?
Look out, don't look.
It wasn't me. I'm tired of getting new cars, man.
There's Don Vito's car. Yo!
Oh, that was definitely worth it. Now I understand.
You Vulcan idiot cemented my car? Yeah. What the fuck would you do that for, man? You're a Vulcan idiot. So we can kickflip over it.
Just do whatever the you want like you do every time.
What all did you do over the car gap?
I've kickflipped this. Backside 180'd it. You 360'd it.
That was scary because of this little
Yeah.
divot right down there.
Yeah.
We put the picnic table here too, and we did some grinds
That
across
was
it.
fun.
Oh, Jeff Rasp nose blunt the picnic table. I was sick.
What's the clip where you like take your shirt off and do a trick?
Yeah. Oh, so I did the tail burn, whirly burn thing that I did right here, and then as soon as I stopped, my buddy, his car was right there, and I just turned around and grabbed the board and go, boom, planning on breaking his window, but it didn't break. It hit me in my head, which was even funnier. That's what I get. I really showed me.
You know, the one thing that you gotta talk about whenever you talk about Bam Margera's backyard, all the shit that we've done, all the things we've broken, all the people that have been here.
I got Danny here from Cradle Phil.
Helicopters landing, parties, Slayer.
Oh yeah, Slayer's playing.
I was a tour manager for years. You know, I was out on the road with Motley Crue way before Viva La Bam in the early 90s. Joe DeVito, our great producer at the time of Viva La Bam, was also tour manager for Maroon 5. So there's two facts. And we looked at each other one night and we're like, we can get Slayer. And our other great friend, Tim Boris, he's the biggest metal agent on the planet, books all the big metal bands, Lamb of God, Danzig, etc. He made it happen.
Slayer's coming tomorrow. Tomorrow? Tell him to come today.
We called Slayer and we're like, look, this show's on MTV. You can like tour and reach all these kids. We can also put you on a Sunday night show, make you the headliner in our TV show, and put you in front of like 3 to 4 million kids that, you know, probably know who Slayer is, but aren't huge fans.
Slayer's coming to town in 24 hours, and if you don't know who Slayer is, I suggest you go straight to the library and do some rock research because you're an idiot.
Come play Bam's backyard. We paid them $25,000, which at the time, I don't think you could get Slayer to play for less than like 100 grand anywhere. But we convinced them.
Slayer's here right now.
They came, they had a good time. I think they played like 5 songs.
The first day I moved into here, the neighbors didn't know who I was yet, but they gave me a cake and a housewarming party down at wherever that I didn't show up to. I had Slayer play it instead at midnight, to the point where the jail a mile away, they were rattling the bars because they were so excited that they were hearing Slayer live in real life. They're like, wah! So it was chaos.
That was the best party I've ever co-thrown with anybody. I think it's the only time Slayer's played anybody's backyard after, like, you know, they actually had a record out. So
right.
That is an episode everybody should go back and watch. That was ridiculous.
I was an absolute kid, but I was obligated to film with MTV, and I couldn't do 2 things at once. Probably should have knocked on the door and said, thanks for the cake and all, but I got to do. What do you got to do? Oh, you know that death metal band Slayer? Yeah, they're playing at midnight. You're a
Slayer just rocked the house.
What was your favorite thing you guys did out here for the show?
100% Civil War reenactment.
Yeah.
Holy shit, it's a war!
Picture 200 Yankees and 200 rebels all here.
This is the Mason-Dixon line. Yeah, this is the Mason-Dixon line.
In tents with hay and campfires and violins.
You guys even turned the lights out in the house?
Yeah.
Well, let's party like it's 1899 then.
Straight out of the Civil War, I felt like I was back in the 1700s. No.
This is 2004. I ain't playing them stupid little revolutionary games.
Just because, I mean, that's that people buy tickets to go to the Brandywine battlefield, and they prepare for this for months or even years. So I arranged it.
All because you found a cannonball in your yard.
Right.
Fire in the hole!
You will absolutely find artifacts if you dig, if you're going to dig a pool, if you're doing like major gardening in certain areas, you're gonna find things from the war.
I live right near the Brandywine battlefield. I'm sure George Washington was walking through here at one point.
We had a fence there, and I think it was Dunn who decided to take my Jeep one morning, drove it through the fence, and like put me out of commission for a while on my Jeep.
Can't have a Jeep in the Civil War. You don't make any sense.
We're from the future!
Mega ramp thing was over there, right?
Yeah, all that's there, and the pillars are still down there. It's overgrown, but in the wintertime, it just looks like a gravesite almost. It's just all these cement poles. So when the mini mega ramp contraption was finally built, it was about 25 feet wide on one side with a 4-foot animal chin ramp on the one side made out of bricks so you could grind down. The other side was a bit slanted, and that was about 7 feet tall with 2 8-foot extensions and then a flat part, embankment. With a big death gap over the edge.
Oh my God, it's scary.
With a 40-foot roll-in, which was pretty much vertical, that led to a giant mega ramp with the rail and a ledge at the top. First thing we did, Tony Hawk showed up to try to do the death gap. He got it in about 2 tries. And then after that, I got it a couple tries later. Then Novak showed up.
I don't even think I'm gonna get on the thing, man.
Just bark.
On pills or trying to get, either way it was coming off pills.
Oh my God!
You alright?
Ow. You alright?
Ow. Ow, dude, that was not even fun or nothing.
Jumped off at the very top breaking both ankles, but in the ambulance, he thought it was only one. So he's on his way to the hospital. He calls me on the ambulance. I'm like, it's broken, isn't it? He's like, not only is my right one broken, I broke my left one too. I'm like, figures. Then Brent Ashley showed up when he was on Element, and he did like this one-footed airwalk shit that was so incredible. So now we got this 40-foot rolling.
If I fall naked, it's gonna hurt so bad.
What up? First day we started trying it, this dude Delaware Adam went down, got speed wobbles right when he hit the embankment, and slammed so hard into the ledge with his ribs. I wouldn't be surprised if he was out for the entire summer for that. Once I got confidence, I started doing it switch. I did it a couple tries, enough to do a giant switch backside flip, which I was really stoked about. After that, I spent about 2 hours, maybe 3 hours, trying to nollie full cab flip. Finally got it. It was the ending trip. Down there on the 7-foot part, that's where I learned the McUnit. If you don't know what that is, it's pretty much like a front side 540 indie grab. Then we started going up the thing.
A lot of good skate footage on that ramp there too.
Novak went down on a kayak. And then he went down on a toilet. Which was so gnarly because if you see, if he didn't have his helmet on, he hit his head so hard that if that helmet was not on, I don't even think he would be around today to tell the story.
First person to ever skate this spot, Jeremy Ray with an ollie. What's up, Jeremy? How you doing?
So far, so good. Got the kids off to school and got the car in the shop. So yeah, we're off to a great start.
Good, good. Well, yeah, we'll just get right into it. As far as we know, you're the first person to skate it with the ollie. Do you remember that first time you went to that spot? Did someone take you there or did you discover that spot?
I think we discovered it when we went to the art museum there.
Yeah, I think that's across the street.
And just walked by it and looked at it like, wow, this thing's actually pretty good. The marble material is so sick there because it's not completely smooth and polished. It's a little bit rough. So it's a little more like Love Park with that material.
This spot is also high bust. If you notice, we didn't even bring our boards over here because we think if we even talk about it with our boards in hand, we'll just get kicked out. We might get kicked out in the middle of this video, but we'll see what happens. Do you remember that first ollie being a big battle, or did you remember having to deal with security at all? It's a huge bust nowadays.
It was always a huge bust. So every time we went there, you're dealing with security, and the security window's right there so they can see you coming up. So we would have to like kind of come around the back so they didn't see you coming, and then have the timing right where the photographer or filmer would go to the bottom and just come around the corner right when you're about to do it. And then you'd usually get, 1 or 2 tries and then have to just leave for a second. And if you didn't get it, you gotta loop back around and try it all again. But they catch on pretty quick.
Yeah, for sure.
So everything had to be within 1, 2, or 3 tries back then.
He also came back, got a fakie ollie.
I think we got the fakie ollie first try.
Nice.
So just try to go super fast, pop early, and just stay over it. And I think we were in and out just like that. So that was a good one.
Nate Jones, possibly the second person to skate this spot with a back 180. And then Ed Salego, switch ollie. Switch 180. Let's jump to the audio video. One step beyond, that was like your whole ending montage was just a session at the triple set. What made you want to go back and get more on that spot after you already kind of left your mark on it?
I don't think anyone had really started skating it yet, and there was still lots to do. And just it being an LA spot, I kind of liked just that downtown LA look and feel. It was always fun to go out there and just try to get into it. But with all those tricks, I think those were all separate days, because we just roll through, get it, and then get kicked out, and then move on to something else, and then come back around another day and try to get something else. And it was funny, there was always like the same security guard was there every time, and he would come out and see me and just be like,
this guy again.
we try to work with him or work around him. I let him know, like, it's not personal. I'm not here to like mess up your job. I really just need to get some stuff here. I'm doing my job too, and I can do it after you're off. So let me know when you're off and I'll come then. And he was not too receptive on working with us, but you know, you got to try. But it calmed him down a lot to know that we're willing to work with him, you know?
You ollied over the rail. You did Nollie. You did Nollie back 180. And then you did the front half cab. Do you remember any of those being more of a battle than the others?
I think the Nollie was the one that was surprisingly hard, because I had a decent Nollie, and if you went fast enough, you're gonna make it. But for whatever reason, the first time I tried the Nollie, I ended up catching like the last stair and a half. I don't know, it just didn't like Nollie high enough and far enough, and I was surprised it didn't clear it. So I ended up sliding on my chest, like, or on my belly, away from the triple set, and it ended up like stretching like a muscle right there. So I remember going on tour after that and feeling it for another like 3 or 4 days. Just like, it really stretched me out in a weird way, but it's because that ground there is so dense. So when you fall there, it hurts a lot more. But also you get better pop there because the nice marble gives you a good snap.
So P-Rod, one of the few that have gotten permits to skate here, switch hard flipped it.
Yeah, for a Nike commercial.
Yeah.
They're like rail slides and road rash. He was actually on the scene when P-Rod. Yeah. He was
Nice switch hard flip. There was air and then there was sticking.
That was a good day.
Now let's talk to him about it.
What up, brother?
How you doing, man?
I like the background you got there.
Thanks. Yeah, we got a little setup, kind of a dive bar vibe in our garage, so.
Nice.
Well, yeah, dude, let's get into it. LA triple set. You got the switch hard flip, and the unique thing about your trick is that you were able to skate it with a permit. So
Yeah.
my first question, how did that come about? Did you get to pick that spot, or did Nike approach you with the idea?
No, I got to pick it for my shoe commercials. It was always, you know, we would come up with the concept, and then they would kind of lean on me to decide, like, all right, but what would you like to skate in the commercial? What would you like the trick to be, you know? So I was always the one coming up with the spots.
Was switch hard flip the goal for that spot, or did you like warm up with anything else other than an ollie, or?
No, switch hard flip wasn't the goal. It was my plan B, no pun intended. I went there, my original goal for it was to big spin heel it. No, I didn't warm up on anything else other than ollie. I ollied a few times, and I had never skated those stairs before. I just, for some reason, have a knack of painting myself into a corner and putting pressure on myself for these type of situations. Obviously, I'd seen it a lot over the years, and always, like, whenever we were near that area, I'd always go up on top of the stairs and kind of check it out and just size it up, but never skated it. And I just kind of threw it out at them like, yeah, I'd like to skate that. So I just ollied it, I don't know, probably a handful of times. I'm big on ollie and stuff before I'm about to jump. I gotta feel what the speed is like and the impact and the distance and all that is. And so, yeah, the original goal for that was to big spin heel it. And I had been practicing a lot leading up to that at the skate park, just doing it a bunch, trying to go really fast and get comfortable going really fast doing it. It was a little bit windy that day, and the wind was coming towards me. And so it was like going against, when I was pushing, it was going against me, slowing me down a little bit. And I probably tried to big spin heel it, maybe like, it's been a while. So if I remember, maybe like 10-ish or so tries, and I just couldn't get it to clear the stairs. I would flip it, kind of go to catch it, and just see that I was like gonna land on the last set and kick it away and just roll out. And I did that probably about, maybe 10 or so times. And then I had to make a tough decision in the moment, like, all right, yes, it's cool. You think like having a permit, it's cool. It makes it so that you can like take your time. But like, I have a whole big ass camera crew, There was the big bus of extras and actors up there, and Blake Anderson on top, permit, you know, the cops blocking the streets off. It felt more pressure because it was like, there's no coming back. It's either you get it today or you don't get it, and the commercial is not going to be what you hoped it would be, you know? So it's more stressful in those situations, for me at least, because there's so much money invested into that moment for it. I tried like 10 tries and I was like, all right, I just can't seem to get the distance that I need or go fast enough to clear the big spin heel. So before my legs would get too tired, I was like, all right, if you're gonna switch it up, like switch it up now before like you're dusted. You know, especially at that time, switch hard flips were feeling really good for me. So I was like, all right, well, you know, big spin heel was my dream for it, but all right, let's fall back on the switch hard flip. So once I started trying that, I felt pretty confident because like the first try didn't flip, it just kind of like went upside down, but like the speed felt good, like I was clearing it. And I was like, okay, all right, I think I got this. Probably that took somewhere around like another 10 or so tries till I landed it. Yeah, that's how it went. I was very relieved.
Yeah.
Very relieved, like thank God, like, oh man, like it would suck to like try and just not walk away with a trick, having all these people there, a whole camera crew, all these people dependent on like this shot to like make the commercial. So yeah, that was kind of how that went.
That seems like a lot of pressure. Was it, because I know you've done a few of the Nike commercials, and the other big one that comes to mind is the one with Ice Cube. And you did the switch tray on the Santa Monica triple.
Police and they roll right past me.
Did you feel like this commercial for the Skate Safari had more pressure on it? Seems like there was maybe even a bigger crew there.
I think it was more pressure because, not necessarily because it was a bigger crew, it was probably a similar investment on Nike's part, probably, you know, like the whole camera production crew and everything. But it was probably a little more pressure on me because I know that I had already done that commercial and it went so well that I didn't want to like pull through with anything less, you know what I mean? So like I put pressure on myself to like, well, you know, you already set the bar for yourself with the other one, like, you know, let's try and keep that going. So I was definitely putting the pressure on myself for that.
Yeah, definitely. Did you have a lot of time there, or was it like, hey, you got to do this in like an hour and then we got to move on, or did they kind of let you do your thing as long as
Yeah, they let me do my thing. Yeah, we probably had a few hours, 4 or 5 hours, whatever. I think it was permitted for the day. So I don't remember around what time and what. I feel like it was like the afternoonish time. But that aspect of it was good because like I could take my time, skate flat ground on the top, because that spot's a huge bust normally, right? So like all the other people you see in videos and tricks that you saw go down on that, they probably had to just warm up on flat around the corner, whatever, and just run up and just take the handful of tries that they could get before security comes and kicks them out. So it was a luxury to be able to just like skate flat ground, take my time, feel good, ollie it, you know, get acclimated with the spot and then start trying. Yeah, so that part was definitely a luxury.
Definitely. How was Blake Anderson on the shoot? Was that your idea to get him on that commercial, or did you get to hang out with him at all?
When you go on a whale watch, did they guarantee you're going to see whales?
Yeah, the good ones do.
Well, I guarantee you're not going to see whales out here.
It wasn't my idea to get him in the commercial. The agency that came up with the commercial concept kind of came up with him doing that. And, you know, at that time, especially Workaholics was still such a big show. It was like super rad to have him on the shoot. I had met him a couple times before that, not like really got to super bro down with him, but he was already friends with Atiba at that time. And so I'd met him like once or twice before. Yeah, it worked out really good. But since then, I've become pretty good friends with him over the years. So that's cool. It worked out like that.
Yeah, super cool. With you doing all the Nike commercials, was there ever a spot that you had in mind that you guys didn't get out to, like to get a permit on?
No, not really. all the spots that I wanted to skate in Nike commercials, it always worked out as far as permits were concerned. But I'm trying to think. I think I only had a permit for those 2 times.
Oh, really?
Oh, maybe the third. Maybe the double set commercial for my P-Rod 8 shoe. I did an ollie frontside 180 flip down a double set.
Oh, he's going long. It's a completion. No! Ouch! Oh, wow! Easily with a massive hit. Wow, bro.
That I grew up skating my whole life here in the Valley, but it became a bust over the years. So I think we permitted that one. So only those 3 times were permitted, and then any other Nike commercial that I've had or been in was all just normal skate style.
All right, what do we got here, Kanaan?
Just on the other side of the building, we have this giant 20 stair rail. Ooh. One of the craziest tricks that's been done on this, Jake Alardi, front Feeble. But let's talk to him about it.
Yo, what's up, dude?
Yo, what up, Destin?
Front Feeble, was that trick a battle? How was security? Because I know that spot's a super high bust. Basically, what was it like that day you did the front Feeble?
Yeah, so that day we had no plans at all. We were just kind of cruising around LA, skated like a bump to leg spot, and then we went to like this double set down the street. And then everyone was kind of like done skating for the day. I was like, let's go to the 20. Like, fuck it. All my homies from Sarasota were in town with me, like Gaspar, my homie Eric, homie Tyler, my brother Nate, his homie Liam, the homie Austin. We were deep. Like, we had a pretty decent squad. This was during like when COVID was kind of still active. So I definitely think it gave us a little bit more of a window with like the kick out and stuff. Yeah, Nate and Liam were following me around to like the big, huge cameras because they were filming a documentary on like my road to the Olympics. And then my homie Gaspar was filming my like Thrasher part, so he had the FX6. And then yeah, I just was like, let's go to the 20. Like I 50'd it a couple times, like first try. Maybe did like one more and then started trying front Feeble, and I started to stick it, but that ground is so slippery on the bottom because it's like the marble floor. And it was kind of like Arizona rollaway, like hands behind the back, like power sliding out, like couldn't hold on to it. Security came out and he gave me 2 more tries actually. So like one try, when he was like, all right, you got one more, I went all the way to the bottom and then slipped out again.
Last one, we're leaving. We're gonna leave after this.
Oh my God.
I think it was like the 5th or 6th try I was riding away, and I just, dude, I couldn't believe it. I was stoked. It was the biggest front Feeble I've ever done.
Let's go! Let's fucking go!
Yeah, definitely. Were you looking to get a big front Feeble for your part, or was that just like you were in the moment?
So I actually already had one for my part. I had front Feebled Franklin. I don't know if that footage ever came out. Blind had used it in like, you know those little banners, ads they have on the Thrasher videos like before the part plays? It's like the 15-second ad sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
It ended up getting used in that. It never came out on like a real video part. So the front Feeble on the Franklin, sorry to backtrack, but that was like the previous trip to Cali, and then I came back and then got the front Feeble on the 20. But yeah, I didn't even know we were gonna go to it that day. We were just in downtown LA, and I was like, let's check out the 20.
How long do you think the session was until you got the front Feeble, or like how many tries do you think?
I would say the session was probably, it was under 10 minutes for sure. The scariest thing was like the aluminum, because like it was kingpin on the aluminum. So I was really nervous about like not locking in, or like if I did lock in, if it was gonna like hold me, you know? Because sometimes that type of metal likes to stick.
Yeah, definitely. It's crazy the amount of tricks that have gone down on that rail. I was gonna ask if you ever thought about trying to skate the triple or the 14 stair, or if your focus was the 20 stair.
Yeah, focus was definitely the 20. I've looked at the triple set and the 14, and I'm not really a jumper. I'd rather grind down a big rail than jump down like a big set or a triple set or something like that.
Right. Was that the only time you ever went and looked at the spot when you did the front Feeble, or?
I've looked at it a couple times. like leading up to the front feeble, like I've just like with the homies we'd just go and like, oh yeah, it'd be cool to like front feeble this or front blunt it or something. And then one day we just ended up going. Funny enough, the front feeble was the day before I skated Hollywood 16 and did the big flip board on that. So that was like building up the special meter, you know, like I did the front feeble and then like I felt like on top of the world, like, okay, let's go handle this trick tomorrow. So not to get off topic.
No, that's great.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget, check out our website, buy a shirt.
DernBros.com.
Yeah.
And we'll see you in the next video. We got a lot of big videos coming up this year.